Wake up, gamer, cause you're watching Big Think Live with Dan and Bob Video Games. I think COD good.
Whoa.
KZ excellent.
SSD.
And Mr. Feel
I'm gonna eat this grass.
here on GigaBoots.
What?
Don't ask me.
Sometimes you just gotta eat grass, I guess.
Sometimes
Promise it makes sense. Go play Demon Souls.
Oh.
Sometimes you just graze to cope. I don't know. Maybe that's just me.
Just trying to get in touch with his cow ancestors.
I didn't realize the lineage was there. I should have been more respectful of cows on this podcast in the past. I apologize.
You should have noticed the field was a minotaur.
Yeah, I'm recording from this fucking labyrinth. I can't find the way out.
That explains all the hooves and the selfies I've seen. Okay, that makes sense. So normally with this show, we start with what we've been playing, but since this is console launch week, it kind of doesn't make sense. Should we do news, then Podlords, and then get into the next gen?
Yeah, that seems scary. I like that.
Sure. Let's just confuse them.
That sounds
There's
great.
basically no news. It kind of feels nice.
Yes. That's why I want that.
It's like the news up front in this podcast feels like it's that really disappointingly not filling at all appetizer at a restaurant. You're like, thank God I'm starving. Oh, this sucks.
I realized I haven't opened this doc since I made it.
Yeah, and you're like, oh, it all fits on one page.
It's a
And half of
barren
it isn't
wasteland.
stuff we actually have to talk about.
It's such a barren.
Oh God, I'm looking at Bob's and I'm about to pass out.
Cool. Okay, here we go. Just dragging
There we go.
dragging my news over to where I can see it. I dip my news in the portrait mode. Okay, anyway. So let's start with PS5 news of the week. KZ, do you want to read this one?
Sure. We got Spider-Man PS4. It got remastered for PS5.
I've heard that, yeah.
Yeah. They're aiming to around Thanksgiving let you do save transfers for the PS4 version to the PS5.
The best part of this news is when they announced this, I was like, oh, okay, that's good. I'll wait till then. And then later, Jeff Gerstmann's like, the shit corrupts your hard drive. And I'm like, now I'm really waiting. Yeah.
My whole question was, do I just get the normal platinum immediately?
Right? That's what I wonder. Like, it just pop all the trophies you had already.
Yeah, why not? Sound Shapes.
Yeah.
Wait, no, Sound Shapes didn't do that. It was just a cake easy game. Never mind. It doesn't on paper just give you free trophies. It just feels like it.
It's Halo Master Chief Collection I think of. We put it up on PC. And it's like, here are all your achievements.
And I'm like, I feel like such a gamer for like 10 minutes straight as you show me how badass I am on console.
And then you get an hour and a half more of troubleshooting because that doesn't work. But at least the trophies worked, right?
Man, speaking of an hour and a half of troubleshooting because shit isn't working that's made by Microsoft, during the first PS5 stream, Windows crashed.
Yeah. Because the Xbox stream wasn't bad enough. They had to invade.
Because the Xbox stream wasn't bad enough. So if you go on YouTube, we uploaded it as Marathon 1, Part 1. Marathon 1, Part 2.
I regret looking at the chat. First thing I see is someone going, Microsoft being punched, slot filled in bingo card.
That's not true. That's Microsoft punching us. Take that back. Anyway.
True. Wait for later in the podcast.
Yes, please.
Seconds.
Keep your britches on. So that's it. The PS5 launch this week. We're going to talk about that and what we played, which is coming after Podlords. However,
oh no,
we have to talk about they shipped an Xbox. They shipped the box to retail called Xbox. Technically,
no, they shipped two boxes to retail called Xbox.
They did.
Launch edition. That's what the segment's called.
Who Who wants this one?
I
It's a
got
really
it.
good one.
They shipped an Xbox that was the wrong Xbox to a customer. Xbox
Microsoft
shipped the
did.
wrong box called Xbox. Microsoft did. You can't.
Yeah, you can't get
make-
better than that.
We could make this joke 6 months ago, and people would be like, "You guys are being too negative." There's no way.
They couldn't accidentally ship a 1X instead of a Series X.
Yeah, someone's ordered a Series X, and Microsoft gave them a 1X.
It seems fake, right?
Yes, it does.
It does seem fake.
This seems.
It seems like us getting excited over dumb shit happening.
It comes off as that like person trying to win an argument on a forum or something like that, and they're coming up with the most absurd case scenario to explain a simple concept. But here's the thing, right? I think this makes sense. You know, it's only natural because Major Nelson mixed it up, and obviously the people who work under him are not as brilliant as Major Nelson himself. So it's only human to err such as Major Nelson does with forgetting which box is the correct Xbox while working for Xbox.
He's crafty, you know? Like, for years, no one knew he was a real employee of Microsoft.
Totally.
He was just a hardcore fan with the podcast.
In his 40s.
Yes.
He was just, you
Called
know...
a midlife crisis, Dan. Man, imagine having a midlife crisis and just turns you into a Microsoft fan.
I feel like he deals with that on Twitter all the time. I'm glad we have Basecamp for this. This makes this a very strong big thing.
They have the same energy as people who are Stadia fans,
Oh,
where they simp for the future.
Stadians, we got cocky.
I had a pile on the floor, I'm not even kidding, of cables and things I had to remove because of the new console setups. And in it was 2 useless optical cables, an HDMI I needed to put up, and a Stadia. And I'm like, this pile.
Dan showed me the Stadia. I was like, that's a Stadia.
He didn't recognize it. That's
why.
That's all it deserves.
He was like, what's that hockey puck you're holding?
Is that the PS5 stand?
It wishes it were that big.
Could you imagine?
And useful?
We actually forgot to write this down. Google's literally giving away Stadia right now to anyone with YouTube Premium.
Yeah. That,
I should try it and report back how it feels in comparison to the new consoles.
Well, keep in mind, on paper, the Stadia is more powerful than the PS5.
God.
Correct. That they showed things in the background. Stadia sucks so bad. I'm not even bothering. I'm like, I just have to hit 2 fucking buttons and like jot down an address. I'm like, that's too much.
Yeah. Well, why? You could
I already have premium.
Yeah, you could you could just turn on your computer and use that for Stadia if you really felt like you needed to play it.
And I think it might feel better, but then you don't get the controller, which feels bad. But that's a part of the experience.
Should we get the controller and
no?
Okay,
no,
we shouldn't even.
No, we shouldn't.
Respect.
No, absolutely not. We have great news. Let's go to Feel's news. Feel, what you got?
Well, they announced the Neo 2, the Neo collection for PS5 and I think PC.
Yeah,
I know that
so.
they announced Neo 2 for PC. I don't know if they have the whole collection, but the exciting part is it includes 4K 120 FPS mode.
Yeah, it's really great.
That's pretty good.
I guess I need to delay playing this until February now.
Yeah, I was like, oh, my fucked up brain spiders helped me. Now I get to actually play that game in 4K 120 frames per second. On February 21st, it will upgrade you for free on Neo 2.
Great.
It's just free.
I am sure that those Twilight missions magically become good content at 120 FPS.
Oh yeah, of course.
It's fine. I'm gonna have a fork next to me, and every time my brain goes, play the Twilight mission, Feel, I'm just gonna jab myself in the thigh.
I really just want to play. I want to play a worse version of the main missions, but everything's red like Astral Chain
and really hard.
That actually is great, and as we all know, as long as any content runs at 4K 120, it's good content.
Yes,
That is correct.
I'll play anything that runs at that.
We might perhaps we should have covered this later, but I feel like there's so much to talk about it'll get buried. KZ, you said when you tried to do the 120 frames per second mode on Devil May Cry, it shoved you over to 1080p like a bully. Is that correct?
Oh no, I just I was doing a stream and we were doing Demon Souls for a bit, right?
Yeah.
Having a good time. And I was like, you know what? I'll switch just because we're still in the launch window. Might as well try something else. I click onto Devil May Cry.
Mm-hmm.
My capture card dies. I straight up cannot get any sort of display on it.
Oh.
And the reason is as soon as I launch DMC5, it immediately shoots me into 1080 across the entire system. And I can't play that.
Huh. Yeah, okay.
Weird.
That's weird. I mean,
so until they patch that, I can't do anything with it because I can't play it in 4K at all.
that reminds me of some Series X related problems we had, but we'll cover that in what we've been playing. Series X edition, launch edition.
Ugh.
Cheerwine Spoilercast edition.
Yeah, sponsored by Cheerwine.
God, I wish!
I have a bottle right here.
Make sure to put lemon in it.
It was funny because we actually have
me and Bob are holding our bottles, yeah!
It's funny. Somebody talked to me and they were like, "Hey, I could legitimately help you get a sponsorship for Monster. Like, you would just have to not, obviously outright shit talk them, but you could just get a lifetime supply of Monster basically if you wanted that." I'm like, I don't know that I should have a lifetime supply of Monster more than I can have.
I think you should.
more than I would appreciate shit talking them at least once, right? Right? Okay. Cheerwine, I don't know. Kind of the other way. If they were like, hey. Because I already love Cheerwine.
Right.
Unless they just start making it taste like literal piss. I think we're good on that. I love this next bit of news. I actually entered the document to enter it myself, but then I found Feel had entered it, so I let Feel, the quicker of the two of us, deliver the news.
Jack be nimble.
Yeah.
So the Yakuza's producer, Daisuke Sato, said he'd like to make Sonic.
Fuck yes.
They should let him.
Yeah. I would love a fresh approach to Sonic. I feel like we've been stuck
turn-based.
doing
Sure,
that would be insane, but if it's good enough, sure.
Yeah,
why not?
Sonic Dark Chronicles still in my
Sonic
head.
Chronicle.
Dude, BioWare is not.
Yeah.
Let's not compare the RGG studio to fucking BioWare, okay? That's not.
Yeah,
that
they
is cruel.
ship a game every year.
And people like it.
Yeah, man, that is very different.
I would totally be interested in seeing that director or producer take that on, just because, oh man.
Yeah, I think they need to do something.
No other Sega employees have come out and said, I actually want to make a Sonic game. So right now he's at like the top.
Yeah.
Because he isn't interested in just continuing the bad momentum the series still has.
Right. Okay, Bob, we'll save your first bullet until the end of news. We'll separate that wholesale.
It's very strong.
No one in chat will be able to predict that piece of news.
No. Bob, what is this next thing? Varvarian?
Varvarian. It's an indie Japanese game announced this week. It looked like it was a one-on-one 3D brawler. That has art style kind of similar to the Kill la Kill game where they tried to do that like low frame rate look.
Mm-hmm.
So it's anime styled. But then this week they also released a trailer of it was PvE. So I'm really not sure what kind of game this is anymore. I guess it's more like a hack and slash beat 'em up, kind of like a Devil May Cry style thing.
Okay.
But you can also do one-on-one matches, I think.
Okay.
It's coming out next year. It looks
weird.
Okay. Next year.
Yeah, they're showing off more next year. We'll see exactly what's going on. I guess it's supposed to show up at multiple gaming events.
But yeah, how much it was sort of similar looking to, like, not exactly Kill la Kill but like having that sort of framey on purpose, stop motiony
right.
for a couple animations.
Yeah, it didn't even seem like it was all animation.
No,
it just
just
seemed like some.
Yeah.
So I have to wonder if that's just it being incomplete or what.
Right. So I have no idea.
But yeah, it has some cool character designs, and and for some reason there's just an orc who just looks like the most generic orc ever made.
I like this video with the cat girl literally drifting.
Yes. It is very strange.
Well, it looks like everything I wrote under my news was reminders of specific things to talk about during the what we've been playing. So I guess, Bob, we're hitting your first bullet of news, and then that'll be it for news.
Man, news is
Okay,
slim.
Bob. All right, Bob. Tell us about your gaming news you got over there.
So we tried the new Pizza Hut Beyond Meat sausage.
Yeah, it's Bob's. We were in the middle of our PS5 stream. Bob's like, they have a Beyond Meat pizza, and I'm like, that sounds awful. Order it.
So we did.
To my disappointment and mild pleasure, it's not awful. It could pass as sausage. You could feed someone that, and they would not. I don't think they would know unless they were galaxy brained.
It is really solid. I don't know.
Yeah, it's fucking weird. It of course, like most meat substitutes, is lacking the greasy grunginess of beef fat, but it's still really close to sausage. In fact, I would say it's much closer to sausage than many sausage things you may have eaten at a fast food place.
Yeah, sausage at fast food
Like
or bad
sausage.
pizza places.
It's closer to
Does it just taste entirely like sage?
No. It didn't
Okay,
taste
then it's better than a lot of fast food sausage.
That's a good point. I never put that together. Yeah, you're totally right. But yeah, no, that was surprisingly good. Wasn't there something weird with that though, where it's like you can only order it pan?
You know, they just suggested it was pan.
Oh, okay.
That's why I ordered it like that. I was like, this is what they want. I guess I should agree with Pizza Hut.
I mean, yes, we should do that for the sake of trying it.
Uh-huh.
But it's just fucking weird to be like, hey, you got mushrooms? You're gonna want a thin crust. Like, this is fucking weird.
It is weird, yeah.
And like to sit there and recommend a dough type based on the topping.
I'm assuming it's just because, you know, their most popular pizza is their pan pizza.
Yes.
So they want to be like, oh, that's the most popular thing. Put that. And then
Here you go, normie.
Yes.
You order meatballs on your pizza. It's just like, sorry, we can only give you that in a Chicago deep dish. That's the way to say it.
I wanted them to try and do this with pepperoni. I'm curious how that would turn out because non-greasy pepperoni would be interesting.
Weird.
Yeah, very weird.
It wouldn't be pepperoni.
Well, technically, no.
It'd just be oni.
Bob's like, that's the point. Well, that was news. So KZ, what do you have going on in the next week?
Okay, what's up with Phil?
I'm gonna take a drink of this Cheerwine.
Well, I guess while he takes a
Me
drink
too.
of that Cheerwine, and KZ takes a drink of that Cheerwine, and everyone but Dan takes a drink of their Cheerwine, we should talk about the Pod Lords.
Oh fuck!
Oh, no.
Oh, fuck. Play that music.
Yes, that's right, the Pod Lords, which I have to move my goddamn mic to get to. This pause is always here. It's just edited out every other time.
Sometimes
true.
this pause is 3
This time you don't have
minutes long.
magic.
This pause is good. Don't worry about it.
It's real cool.
Now Dan prepares it before we start recording. Before he started doing that, it would sometimes be 10 minutes.
My favorite
There we
my
go.
favorite pod lord thing people don't see is whenever Dan fucks up a read. I have to fix it.
Amron Burgundy? Yes, that's right. The Pod Lords live. There are no images. Danny Richardson. Ely Broyles. Third birthday when? Xbox blows.
Well, true.
Red Blaze 27.
Just yelling the names as you say them.
Everyone's favorite Juice Frost. Suzu Shiro. You can see me in the corner of the screen bobbing my head. Emperor Zero. Honk honk. Next gen is here. Time for me to be in your replies. There are no images, so people just have to hear these lines and wonder what it is.
I wonder. What could it be?
Dear Podlords, just keep your images the same. It'll be a week-long mystery.
Right?
Yes. You see, we couldn't see your images because the console had some updates, so we had to go through for 6 hours.
Oh, we ran out of gas. Let me hit that play button again. There we go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Welcome to the 9th gen zone. Only use anime girl SSDs, quivering sex box, double jointed PS5s, fresh cheerwines, elegant bannies.
Thank you.
Okay.
What?
I think I had a stroke.
God damn
Yup.
it.
I
The-
smell toast.
The Republican Party's greatest enemy. I'll spoil this one. It's the Count from Sesame Street. Matty Mo put a bomb in your brain called X-Bomb.
Oh, it was the wrong
Luckily,
bomb.
Luckily, it can't download the detonation trigger, so it's fine.
Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition.
I'm afraid that's not even the real one. That's someone else who did it.
You
When
should
the
be worried.
PS5 edition.
I'm like, that was too early.
Xbox Series G. I'm gonna let you guys think on this. It's Gary Busey.
Oh no.
Oh,
Yeah.
The image is horrifying. I'll see you
I
Thursday.
can't wait next week. I can't wait to see it.
The only one who can bring the Series X to its knees. It's Beck from Mighty Number 9.
Oh my god.
Is it him smirking?
Congratulations.
Yes, it's that dumb fucking Sonic America smirk.
It's the only face he has.
It's true. WTF Spider-Man. This is a lot. Mr. I like Pog. It's Bob Pogging
Oh.
from the fucking PS5 stream.
Oh. I was like, does he mean poggers or does he mean passion fruit, orange, and guava?
Oh man, I forgot about that. I need to try Pog ice cream sometime. Anyway, my face when the PS5, DX Racer, OLED, and Cheerwine all get delivered on the same day. It's me with the cigar in the mouth.
Of course.
Oh no, we ran out of gas again. 1 second, everyone. Let me put a coin in the
I
slot.
should have just linked you the 30-minute version on YouTube.
No, I am Cromdo Face.
Well, in that case, I won't dishonor you by doing that.
DFW3K. Now, I'm gonna say the image up front. It's Phil Spencer.
Okay.
Oh no.
I'm a black gay guy, and I can personally say that the PS5 did nothing for me. My life only changed a little bit, and it was for the best.
Don't talk about that dude. That dude was insane. Logged into the wrong account.
That was the main character on Twitter in the last week.
I quoted them, and then the tweet immediately disappeared.
I know, I saw that. It was so funny. Next gen has begun, and Shiny Mew is still mixing up Series X and 1X. Help!
It'll never end.
There's no help. It's never gonna stop.
It's unending.
Even Microsoft does.
Santi Kunai. Kingdom Hearts gives KC much needed serotonin.
You don't drink serotonin, Casey.
What? Oh my god. Okay, please look forward to this image next week. STFU next gen. Kyrie's asleep and the Tonberry is listening to Kingdom Hearts 3 soundtrack.
Oh god, yeah, man. next week's gonna fucking be a nightmare.
Ladies and gentlemen, Devil Summoner Raido Kuzunoha versus Digital Devil Saga Switch Edition.
What a king.
They're starting to gaslight us.
We're just stuck in a permanent loop on Podlord. It's only a wall of TV static with the occasional muffled KZ horny noise.
What?
No. Skyfire Hero might have to stop being a podlord. Much sadness.
Oh.
It's okay. You do what's best for you.
Right?
We'll live. Kyle Bjork.
Pork.
Come on, get up and get down with the Game Pass.
Oof.
Apple Gothic, the Scythe Mistress. Now, I'm gonna zoom in. Leading scientists determined this might be a Bloodborne image, but I'm not sure.
Have to wait till next week.
Zilter managed to get a PS5, and it's as magical as I'd hoped. That's good.
Sure is.
I'm gonna try this the fastest I can, because I think that's what this podlord would want. Xbox One Series, Xbox One Series S, Box X Series, Box X One S.
I'll give you a B.
Oh.
The PS5 is out right now.
It is.
Sony bought marketing space, I guess. Huh? Kyrie's wrists are now strong enough to carry the PS5 package.
They had a little handle. It helped. Her arms
Kyrie
long enough.
Kyrie got her Amazon package containing wrist braces.
Okay, this is giving me a stroke. I am the storm, and it's a picture of Virgil Photoshop to be Tom Cruise?
Yeah, remember when he said, I am the storm in Mission Impossible Fallout?
Yes!
God!
And you just screamed, yes!
Yeah. Yeah, because I called it like 10 seconds earlier. I was like, he's gonna do it!
This is why I like watching movies with you.
Cromdo face.
Oh no.
There's more than one Cromdo face.
Yes! Did you miss it? That's a thing now, too.
Oh.
1 second. We gotta restart the music. Oh no. There we go. No! I'm Cromdo face! Is there a third? Apparently. Craig Goss. I hope the karaoke in Yakuza Like a Dragon is just as cheesy and fun. They had the meme song in there, right? People were very excited. Two weeks feel. To Dan and Bob, I'm sorry, but collateral's unavoidable. That spelling error is gonna haunt me. Wow. Which one? I think you spelled everything right, and then maybe they misspelled something last week. Joke's on you. I don't remember a week ago.
Yeah.
You shouldn't give me any warning, because now I'm just gonna sandbag it.
No, it's
It doesn't
cool.
matter how good you think it is.
It's cool. Just think, every time they warn you, you made $12.50.
Yeah, be nice. They spend a lot on these.
I'm sorry. You're just gonna shoot me point blank in the chest and be like, "Can I go now?" My lunch is getting cold.
Crime Man thanks you for entertaining me when I was homeless. Aw. That guy with the vowels, Gale. And And for anyone to get this joke, I'm going to spell it out. Geail. Or as Bob likes to say, Jalile.
No, that's a fairy tale character.
And a Rave Master character. And a Rave Master character. And an Eden Zero character.
No, those have different names.
I don't think they do.
They do.
Phil Spencer opening up a still-running Xbox Series X as he begins to melt in front of his interviewers.
I am Xbox Series X.
Those were his last words.
He's just gonna turn to Andros.
Notify his next of console. Oh, that was it. That's the last pod. Thank you very much to our pod lords.
Thank you, Podlords.
Thank you, pod lords.
Thank you,
Pod Lords. And if you would like to become one of our Pod Lords, you can go to our Patreon at patreon.com/gbpodcast. For as little as $5 a month, you get access to many benefits, such as early access to Chugging Bleach and Mondo Cool, our 2 anime review podcasts, extended armchair dev pitches. There should be some coming up soon. They're really good, I've heard, especially the Fall Guys ones.
Yeah.
And Cursed Content Club commentary tracks, where you get to hear us watch whatever horrible thing we're watching. And Cursed Content by Committee, our Patreon exclusive Cursed Content show, which also comes with a commentary track. That's patreon.com/gbpodcast.
This is bad, all right? Whenever I see Bob pick up his drink, I then pick up mine.
So,
like he's a director.
I feel like we need to do the thing. The title of this is the Cheerwine Spoilercast.
Oh,
we have to each rank Cheerwine 1 to 10 as a soda. You know, none of this. It's no Devil May Cry 5 shit. We have so much to do. There's so much stuff that happened in the last week, and we played it all.
Yeah, no, it's a
So much
lot.
to do, so much to see.
I streamed 55 hours in the last week.
Jesus.
I added it up. That does
Don't
not
do that.
include this right now.
It doesn't.
It does not.
Don't add the stream stand. It's always dangerous.
Oh,
Find
okay.
out too much about yourself.
Like,
Yep.
why am I melting? Do I always melt? My face melts off like the guy from Stellar 7 or whatever.
We did a lot of stuff. I played a last-gen game.
Oh, yeah? What did you play, KZ?
I played that Kingdom Hearts Melody of Memory that came out fucking a day after the PS5, but I ordered it early enough so that I could play it while waiting for my PS5 to arrive.
Very clever.
And then it arrived like halfway in, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to sit you right there. You're going to watch me. You're going to watch me hit these notes, PS5, and then...
That's a lot of willpower, Casey. I would have just been
I was
like, stream's over.
Part of me felt it, okay? Part of me felt we could... More than half the chat wanted me to just be like, it's the magic. I'm like, we gotta hold it together, because what if every game on the PS5's so good I never want to touch this rhythm game again?
You know, I thought that might be of like, Casey just doesn't want to have that chance of never being able to go back.
Well, I was like, whatever. We're like more than halfway. We might as well see this through. One, it's the main campaign, and that's like 7 hours, so it's not even that bad. Just burning through it. You go through all the songs throughout the series, with some of them that were cut that seem kind of dumbfounding.
Such as what?
Such as like some major like boss themes, like in Kingdom Hearts 1 for some of the end game fights. Some of the side games just have a lot of tracks missing because, you know, they're the lower priority ones.
Yeah.
I forgot that I forgot Coded even had songs that were new in its game. But it had 2 in there.
I had no idea either.
None of them played in the
like
movie.
why would they have new songs?
Yeah, none of them played. Sometimes in that game, you would like break through a hole in the wall, and then you'd be in the glitched astral chain zone where it's like one solid color.
Oh, yeah.
Very good
And
for performance.
And it would play like it'd play a techno track. I think overall, like, the presentation is really nice. You can like craft songs and various different items and stuff. You can swap between 4 different teams. So you have different characters you're using as you go through the songs. And I was like, this feels good and like well budgeted. And then you reach Kingdom Hearts 3. And you're like, man, what songs did they pick? And you go to each world and then they're like, we have one song. You are flying through a video of cutscenes from Kingdom Hearts 3 because we cannot render that in the old engine.
Oh,
What?
oh no.
So you're flying through Toy Story cutscenes while You've Got a Friend in Me is happening in the background. So they had that mode of rhythm play. And I went, that's a little rough. But one song each, that means Frozen's going to have 2 because they already confirmed Let It Go. Then I would be wrong. There is still one song there. They only picked Let It Go and not the 4 or 5 tracks that play during gameplay for that, making it possibly the worst world out of all of them in that.
Yeah, that's pretty dire.
Because it's a track that I just muted on my stream, so I just went the whole time as we were doing it. They have the Keyblade graveyard from 3 in, and I can't tell what they did to make it look that bad. Because they actually made it a field thing where you're running through it. It either looks like they had a really bad feed of what it looked like, or they made a really low quality like panorama picture.
Oh my god!
Didn't they make the Keyblade graveyard in Burst by Sleep? Couldn't they just reuse that?
Yeah, but it seems like they wanted to just make it look like the one in 3, which has a lot of hills in it with like keys sticking out of it. So it kind of imagine in Final Fantasy VII Remake, you look down at the buildings below, but that was everywhere. That was everywhere, and there's a little tractor running around. It kind of looks like that.
Cool. Great.
Yeah, overall, it was neat. I liked the new story stuff. It's all at the end. It's 25 minutes long, but I did enjoy it. Boss fights were also cool. There weren't too many of them, but I thought that they were pretty neat. Where they have you play the song, but certain sections of it are called the Dark Zone. And during those, you have to play the notes right, because right after that, they do like some special move that they did in the games. And depending on how well you did in the Dark Zone, is whether or not you get hit by a bunch of stuff.
Whether or not you just get carpet bombed.
Yeah, you can get carpet bombed a little bit sometimes. I did that. I tried out the online multiplayer. That's pretty good. I enjoyed messing around with that and all the extra little pieces of content. It's pretty good, pretty solid. I'm glad that I was able to play before the PS5. Carpet bomb me with 17 other games. Yeah, that's it. There's not too much else to say about it except that wow, you can see the money run out.
That's a shame.
Or rather the time, because they're making this at the same time as 3, and this needed to run on the Switch.
So, before Bob and I move into the Series X experience, did you play anything from last gen? Not on a PS5, because that's cheating.
No.
Okay. Well,
I specifically refused.
Hit the fucking deck.
That's what was it? I played that little bit of Destiny and I'm like, I'm done with PS4 forever now. I'm just not touching it for like a week, basically.
But our plat.
Sorry, bro. If we're gonna do that, we have to do it on PS5. Hope the save works.
God.
So I bought a box called Xbox.
I tried.
Yeah, let's talk about KZ's thing. KZ, how did you try and what happened?
Here's the situation. I pre-ordered 2 machines. One of them was a PlayStation 5. I did it whenever like the retailers went out for it unannounced, which people were very mad about. Both retailers I went delivered both, which was scary because I canceled the Walmart one 3 weeks ago and they maintained they would cancel it. They did not. Xbox One, they're like, we're giving you a scheduled time, and everyone in Games Me is like, see, this is great. This is the way you do it. Fuck Sony. So I did that. Pre-ordered it within 5 minutes of it popping up. They said it's been delayed till December 31st. So I just canceled it. And I'm like, you know what? Whenever I can buy one when it's in stock, I'll buy it immediately. Because I heard it's really good.
So I bought a box called Xbox. Let's talk about it.
Okay.
So
it's just the Captain America image.
So you bought an Xbox Series X. What now?
How's the online check-ins?
So just like with the Xbox One, every journalist forgets this, but it is a mandatorily online console. You have to connect to the internet to set it up initially. There's no way to hook up a USB and give it the firmware.
No, of course not.
Keep that in mind.
It's 2020, Dan. It's only natural.
Keep that in mind. I'll come back to that later. So
this will be important later.
Yeah, this will be important later, and make the Blues Clues sound. So once you get it updated, which isn't a quick ordeal, like updating it and setting it up, it's not the speediest thing. You sit there and you go, launch day servers are going to be pretty bad, so I'm going to solve that. I'm going to buy this physical copy of Assassin's Creed Valhalla. So everyone, I need you to understand the game is not on that fucking disc. It only has 1 gigabyte of data from the game on that disc. The rest of it is a download, and their servers were so tantric, up and down, like on off with the download, that I couldn't download Assassin's Creed Valhalla across a whole 36 hours that I tried. And then I traded it in because GameStop had that guaranteed to love it deal where you can trade it back in for full value. And I figured if I was going to buy it, I might as well buy it on a platform where it will fucking install. So
True.
It took us most of our stream with the Series X, the first one, to actually download Gears 5. It took us about 10 hours, something like that.
Yeah.
But we prepped plenty of back compat games, which makes sense because the box doesn't have any new games. Like it has Assassin's Creed Valhalla, which launched at the same time, but it doesn't have any exclusives that are like pushing it. That's making it sing. The most impressive game on it is Gears 5, which came out last year. It gets an upgrade patch, but it's still that old game.
If I haven't played it, it's new to me.
I forgot to prep that GIF for that stream. That's unfortunate.
Yeah, I forgot about all of that stuff we were going to until just now.
Yeah, we actually did have planned to prep the clip of him saying that. But yeah, what else? Oh yeah, so we played a number of games. The good thing is most games boot faster, most games load faster. The basically every game we played on it ran smooth. The one thing that didn't was Dynasty Warriors 9. When you start getting lit up by fire arrows, it drops to 10 frames a second, and that was hilarious. I'm like, guess the Series X isn't powerful enough for this. That in Mighty Number 9, when you get to the last level in the game and there are those cubes you need to destroy in order to form them into platforms, the game just shits its pants and stops rendering frames, which since the Xbox Series X properly supports variable refresh rate, crashed the capture card. The capture card went, the fuck do you mean your refresh rate is 0?
Right?
What the fuck is this shit? Yeah, exactly. And our reaction to that on stream was pretty great because I never expected that.
Yeah, no.
It took us a bit.
Bob made a pog face.
He did, and now it's a pod lord. Hopefully they keep that face till next week. It's nuts. I knew variable refresh rate, it ties your refresh rate to the frame rate. I never thought the Series X has no way to prevent it from going to 0. And that will fuck with some TVs and even high-end capture cards. That was really funny. Conversely, the PS5 has no variable refresh rate.
A very unique way of dealing with this problem.
Quite the dichotomy. Yes, exactly. They're keeping me safe.
It's a real conundrum you have there.
From Mighty Number 9.
Yes. One of the things I like about the Series X is you can manually set all the modes and things. The PS5, as a contrast point, just goes, I know what's best, baby. Leave it to me. And I'm like, what are you doing? And it's like, I'm showing you a good image. And I'm like, but what does that mean? And it's like, would you like a worse image? We have buttons for that. And I'm like, I would like to know what image you're sending me without getting into my TV's calibration settings.
No.
Automatic. Chicken nugget.
So another point of divergence between these two systems, and this actually is a pretty big one, and the reason I brought up the variable refresh rate is that applies to everything, okay? So if you boot an Xbox One game and you don't have auto HDR selected on your Series X, the screen will disconnect as the console stops sending a signal and changes it to like SDR. And even if you have auto HDR, there are a lot of games where it'll just stop sending the signal for a second or something like that, especially if you have a variable refresh rate. Hell, we booted Dynasty Warriors 9 with variable refresh rate, and the intro video was making my TV lose its fucking mind.
Yeah, I don't know. It's so strange that this is happening. Like, it seemed to do with when we booted anything, regardless of options being turned on.
Yeah.
Which I didn't think about how we didn't experience that at all on PlayStation.
The reason why is even your SDR games are auto-mapped into HDR. It's always sending a video signal.
Also, the menus for Xbox are not HDR.
They're not even 4K.
So it has to switch to 4K mode and to HDR to turn on a video game.
Not only that, it has to do that in settings. So when you change the video mode, it changes the video mode and it goes, hey, is this okay? And I go, yes. And it goes, well, we're going to turn it off until you get in game, as it stares into the middle distance. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing, Xbox? Just keep that mode on. What?
No, impossible.
I'm drunk.
And this is the last note on comparing the two platforms before I move on to what we played specifically on Xbox and how that was. The fucking chasm in OS quality. Like, I know none of you have the fucking Series X. And if some of do...
Maybe they do. We don't know.
I'll watch chat.
On.
Chat,
question.
Does any fucking one of you have the Series X? I fucking doubt it.
I need to know, Dan. It's still 1080p, right?
Yeah.
Okay, well, funny thing. Since I tried to launch Devil May Cry 5, and it forces me into 1080p entirely because my TV apparently supports 120 at that. So they just force me in. I've seen the PS5 UI at 1080p, so I can start to understand what you mean when I'm like, why does everything look like shit?
Somebody in chat pointed out I could just make a poll. And then we're dependent on them lying. There was one or two people in chat who said they have it. Anyway, point is, you don't understand how bad a 1080p OS looks compared to a 4K one. Like, even if you don't have, like, in KZ's case, it's still worse than KZ viewing the PS4 OS at 1080p. Because that's still downsampling all that detail, right? When I look at Control's icon on the Xbox One X or the Series X or the PS4 or the PS4 Pro,
is this a puzzle?
The optical illusion doesn't work. I booted it, like, it's in my library. I looked at it for the first time on PS5, and I was like, oh, it's supposed to be like an optical illusion where your eyes see a bit of a flow thing there. Okay, interesting. The lines are so razor thin that if you smudge them, it doesn't work. On the Control V thing for the boot up app, controls a game. It has a logo. I'm describing to you a Control logo. The game.
Oh, okay.
Gotcha.
The
Control
velocity architecture.
No, it's a very different cool V.
Is it? I think it's just red.
The velocity architecture has a design. It has a design.
It does. We put it in where they're like, they have announced the velocity architecture logo
for the third time. But yeah, no, like it's shocking booting the PS5 and seeing all this detail. Like even Bunny Must Die's fucking app icon has a shitload of detail in it. And we spent 2 days straight on the Series X. So to come into that and just be floored by like...
Yeah, and if you have a One at all, any Xbox One, you have the same OS.
Right, you have the same
You know
OS.
what it looks like.
Yeah.
It's not great.
No.
The only thing different is you get the animated background, which isn't fancy at all, but it is a Series X exclusive feature.
Yeah, it took them 7 years to work in dynamic backgrounds.
Background. I don't know.
Background. Sorry.
I don't know if they'll ever do a second.
I forgot it was one. I forgot it was one.
Hooray.
So yeah, a PS4 Pro's OS looks sharper than an Xbox Series X's. And that came out 4 years ago.
Yeah, that's why you saying it was 1080p only seemed crazy. Because
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you mean? The PS4 Pro's got the better... It already looks pretty sharp when you switch to a 4K display.
Yeah.
That came out a year before the X.
Bob,
What's up?
let's talk about bright memory.
Oh no.
Oh no!
Finally pay off this the storyline of talking about a game we shouldn't have to talk about.
Hey, Microsoft's the one who put it as their like big game at the start of their conference
And
this
they
year.
kept bringing it up in
Didn't
marketing.
they show Bright Memory Infinite and then
That's
made that
true.
disappear?
They showed the new version and then released a bad version, I guess.
Bright memory is 28 minutes long.
What?
It costs $8.
What?
Guns the Duel is more polished.
Yeah. Yeah, it's the only console game I've ever seen to open up PC menus that are just broken.
Yeah, you go into your pause menu, and then it's like settings, graphic settings, and the moment you select any option, it completely disconnects the video feed from the console. And when you come back, all of the options are overlaid on the menu permanently until you completely close it again. And we're talking, it's literally asking, low texture or high texture, VSync or no VSync? Do you want this or that? And I'm like, this is their game.
Mm-hmm.
The only other game that they shipped on day one that was new to console was Gears Tactics.
Yep.
And
Bob
I get
that.
Yeah, Bob played that just like he played Bright Memory months and months ago.
And both times you were lukewarm on it. Did they make you write the app this time?
We actually didn't play Gears Tactics this time.
Yeah, Bob was like, I played that. And I was like, okay, well, we would rather play back compat games to see if any other thing breaks.
Like every single we tried to download just wouldn't work for the longest time. So we just at some point gave up on it.
Yeah.
Because the way it works with downloading something big on Xbox, it seems to choose this at random, like Assassin's Creed did this, Gears of War 5 did this. The download will start, then it'll glitch out, stop downloading, try and download something else, like pick something else in your library that hasn't even started an update yet. So it decided it wants to update that instead.
I think I can explain this in simpler terms. So I tried to go to the Xbox store and download my game, and it was like beep 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 beep, and I was like, what? And then it was gone.
What?
Well, I was writing a paper.
Yeah, it's a terrible experience. Keep in mind, people. I had people literally crawl into my DMs. They would not. This could not be permitted. Me, a person who bought a Series X, pointing out that Assassin's Creed should probably be on the disc I paid $60 for and not in the cloud, which isn't downloading. They crawled into my DMs. They're like, what quality is your internet? I'm like, it's a fucking gigabit. Eat my ass.
Yeah, and then
It's
2 days.
It's kind of fucked up. It's like every person replying to you just morphs into fucking Adam Orth or whatever his fucking name was. Hashtag deal with it.
God, it was so rough. That Xbox launch is the worst it's ever been.
It literally, like, yeah, we had a conversation. I think it was near the end of day 2 of streaming where we're like, is this the worst console ever? Is this the most disappointing new console anyone's ever shipped? And it
And the
probably
answer is no, Dan. There's still the Series S.
True. You wouldn't have been able to install Assassin's Creed Valhalla, not enough space over there.
Considering that the how the servers were, the Series S launched as a paperweight.
Yeah. It really did.
The amount of people that were just like, the Xbox Live servers won't work. My console's bricked until then. I can't do anything to it.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
And then we have
Some
Microsoft.
dude said they couldn't turn it off.
Microsoft released an interview that was like praising themselves in the weirdest ways that are obviously like, oh, we don't want to release numbers, but we can talk about these numbers being good.
Yeah, they said these are our greatest launch ever.
There were two really funny points. You found one of them funnier than me. I found the other one way more insightful and funny than you. The first one, the one you found funny, was Series S has the biggest sign up of new users percentage-wise.
Yes, percentage-wise.
Ever. And it's like,
what does that mean? This is the most successful movie to ever launch during a Tuesday in February while it was raining. Kind of shit.
yeah,
Yes.
no, it's really Black Widow's doing
During
great
a
with guys named
pandemic.
Gary. Like, fucking what? What does that even mean? So that one was weird. I'm trying to remember what the other thing they rolled out was, because I was like,
I feel like we should dissect that one real quick.
okay, sure.
Just because I don't think anyone gets it, because who would?
Because it's such a weird, like, the math or concept of it is obfuscating how stupid it is at the core.
Right. Because with new user signups new to Xbox Live.
Right.
They've sold so few of these consoles, that means that even if there's only like 5 guys signing up for it,
Right.
it's a huge percentage.
Exactly. 5 out of 100, that's 5%.
Yeah.
And when you think about hardcore gamers are generally people who pick up boxes at launch, then it makes sense that the Xbox One people are the people from the 360.
Right.
Whereas the Series S, that just means all these people bought it as a lark.
Yeah, they bought it because they were confused at Walmart that night.
I think these people just went, oh, finally, I can live in the future. Or, oh, thank God, a cheap Xbox. I could use it for back compat. And then they check it out and they're like, oh.
Or they just lie, or that interview was just a lie. None of that was true at all.
I mean, that's always possible. Just like there's no way you could find a PS3 on store shelves.
I'll give you $1,200 for a PS3 on store shelves. They are selling out everywhere. I'm saying this in January of 2007.
Jesus.
And then it's like, we found him. And he's like, oh, well, I guess we're doing well.
Yeah, exactly.
The fact that you found them. Well, the fact only half the stores you called had them means we're doing pretty good.
My God.
Get out of my office.
And then the other news vault that they had for that, the other brag, was it's the highest number of different games being played launch day.
So here's the thing. That isn't a good statistic because that means everyone's scraping for something to play because there's no new big title.
Yeah,
it's
insane.
Yeah, it's no brag. It's literally just okay.
I haven't had to scrape to I don't have to go to the backwards compatibility mines.
I've done things with numbers to make them look good before, and I've never bent over backwards so hard as that man did with that statistic.
Yeah.
To just be like, that's right, we're proud to announce Xbox Series owners are scraping at the bottom of the barrel. They're pulling shit out of the attic. And that's literally what it is. Also,
one guy, we have statistics
cockroach
that somebody on launch day, somebed played Ugly Americans.
Exactly. Oh, wait, we didn't
Did
do
you
that.
do it?
We did do that.
Wow, we went through so much that day.
We went through over 40 games and we forgot Ugly Americans. I bought it for that stream.
Peter Jackson's King Kong.
That's true. We did play Peter Jackson's
That's the one
King
I
Kong.
wanted because that's the most psychotic launch game.
Surprisingly, not the down point of that stream.
It was really funny watching people because, a lot of our viewers are younger than us. It was funny watching them trying to piece together what it meant. They're like, "What? Why is Peter Jackson's King Kong like this? Is it trying to be this game? Is it trying to be that game?" We're like, it's a licensed game. it's just trying to be a game. Like, I don't.
It's trying to get by.
You're,
Okay.
yeah,
It's
exactly.
trying to live.
Yes, why
Yeah,
won't you
we
just let it live?
Like a couple years into 7th Gen, all bad licensed games became too expensive to make, so they just all died.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. And that one was like the launch one where it was $50 on every other platform and it was $60 on the 360. And everyone was like, but it looks so good. It looks so
Yeah,
good.
look at Jack Black.
It's really funny to revisit that. But yeah, another thing about that statistic before we move on.
Okay.
Of course they're playing the most games ever. They're testing your back compat to see if it runs games better.
Yeah.
We literally played 40 games. We played more games on Series X because there were fewer good new there were no new games, good new games to play. There was just bright memory. But so of course the number's insanely high. This is kind of one of the last things you should brag about. He's literally scraping for numbers to say that aren't the sales.
Right.
Because
Which is the biggest launch ever.
according to
Because
him,
again, they stopped showing sales data at the end of 2014.
and it's worth noting, he said, you know, it's going to sound like it's, you know, cheesy or whatever, but you know, I don't want the sales team and everyone else to be worried about our figures, you know, how many consoles we're shipping. It's not about that anymore. Anyone who obsesses about consoles shipped doesn't understand what the current market is all about. And me and
Do
Bob,
you?
no, he doesn't. He thinks Stadia is his competition and they're giving it away for free and it still won't move.
Yeah, no.
It's gonna be so funny if Phil Spencer just leaves that company in February.
Silicon Valley
Yes.
has serious brain rot. It's really bad.
They'll end
Not
up
selling things is the future. I got confused by my friends who work at Juicero, which was a money laundering scheme.
This is an accurate portrayal of Silicon Valley. I wish it wasn't, but it is for sure.
Phil Spencer's just being put into a police van in handcuffs for no. I don't know why.
It doesn't matter how much you sell. He's saying to the cop as they're shoving him into the back of the cruiser.
So it's been 8 years, so I don't remember her name, but Phil Spencer's going to get replaced by the head of the Ouya initiative.
No.
She would do a better job.
Oh, God.
Even that had
Julie
exclusives.
Ehrman?
I can't remember. I just saw her in all the Kickstarter prep interviews and stuff like that where
She was the CEO and she worked for IGN before that.
yes, I think it was her. I have her exact image in my face, but I don't remember her name. It's been 8 years and it didn't matter for long.
I think she works at Playboy now.
Hey Dan,
Interesting. Okay, yeah. What's up?
what is that red blinking light behind you? Is that a bomb?
Oh, it's a beep 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 beep. I'm gonna guess HDMI. Okay, so on the right side, that's the DBX.
Oh man, I meant the opposite side, closer toward the.
That's
the
an
game box
8-port HDMI switch.
there. Ah, okay. I was like,
Here, let me explain. 1 second. 1 second. So this is our 8-port HDMI switch because it hooks up all our retro consoles like the PS4, which belongs over here now.
wow, you put it in the corner.
Well, I was saying, here's the PS4. It belongs in the closet.
No, I needed to play.
What about the PS3?
It's next to the PS3. We got the whole line. We got PS1, PS2, PS3, PS4, and the 360's like, hey,
I was mainly responding to feeling he was going to be like, put it in a fucking home in the ground.
You know what? I feel like there's more reason to have a PS3 hooked up right now than a PS4.
God, you're right.
Yeah.
Unless you really want to play Senran and Kagura or...
Kagura.
What else did we find?
There were 2 games that were bootable as hell.
Yes.
Oh,
Everybody's
man.
golf doesn't work yet, but they said they were patching it.
They're lying. I
Yeah, it
played
worked
that just
fine.
fine on stream. I don't know what they're talking about.
He was able to make a real horror.
It might be the online though. We only did offline.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
Yeah. I made a monster whose mouth was pasted onto its giant nose that was over its chin, and Bob will be haunted by the image for the rest of his days. I'll just print it out.
I've never played that game online before because no one I knew bought it.
I didn't play the game. I didn't pick it up at launch, and then I didn't play the game for a while because I thought online was it. I thought that was all that was in that game.
Oh,
Yeah,
no, you got the building up to fight like the rival characters and all that.
Well, they put out a demo, and all the demo was the online.
Right.
Like it didn't
okay.
Yeah.
Adam Jensen shows up and tries to take over the game.
It's very cool. Very cool.
Seals you into a box art in the background.
Aside from
brings his redneck friend's hand.
Aside from that, I guess we need to talk about the controller because we already talked about like there aren't games to talk about.
Yeah, we
My
did
brain
play
just
Assassin's
went,
Creed.
oh shit, we're still on Xbox. Oh no.
We did play Assassin's Creed. It ran well. Those videos that it played that were pre-rendered look absolutely abysmal.
Yeah.
It would have been nice if those were higher quality.
That's what the 1 gigabyte was. Download that video.
Probably.
God.
Probably. Also, I saw someone in chat earlier saying it wasn't a gigabyte, it was 600 megs. You think you know what's up with this system? You think you understand? It said 600 megs were going to be installed off the disk at first. And after 7 hours, it then changed it to 667. And then it changed it to 900. Then it changed it to 960 something. And then it was 990. And then it finished. It kept changing how much data was on the disk as it installed.
Because
who
knows?
And
why?
For anyone who's not getting this yet, it's not this much is installed. That number was I'm only going to install this much number. That was the cap on your progress bar. It was like, hey, I'm almost done with, and then it just kept changing what that number was. I'm like, what a shit show. So the moral of the story: smart delivery isn't and doesn't. Any comments on Assassin's Creed? KZ talked about it last week.
Yeah, he
and
did.
We barely played any.
Right. Yeah, I guess there's really much to
Lucky.
talk about other than the mess that it was trying to get to it.
I do consider
I wish
myself
I was
lucky.
in your situation. I would have been able to play it and have it run better.
Yes.
Man,
Yes.
you know what's weird? The world really isn't equal because KZ played 75 hours that game. You played 1.
No, it was like 60.
neither of you.
Or something.
Neither of you finished it.
Bob,
Yeah,
are there
you're
any
right.
games
And
on the Xbox you want to talk about?
Yeah, God. Oh no, it's getting worse. I'm hearing it echo into my head over and over again, and I'm like, I'm going on strike.
Fields doing psychic damage to KZ. This is terrible, Bob. Is there literally anything else we can?
I'm trying to think of anything else on Xbox that's worth mentioning that we played.
Gears 5 looks sharp. I don't know if that game's good, but it seemed neat from what I played.
Yeah.
It's better than Godfall, most likely.
The opening was better than 4.
Yeah.
I'm so glad I didn't buy Godfall.
We'll get there.
I still haven't bought Godfall. Depending on how the conversation goes later, I may buy it.
Oh, no.
I need to try Dan's
We'll see.
copy and return mine.
Uh-oh.
So, the Xbox Series X legitimately, I say this a lot, but, there's always going to be someone who hasn't heard it before. I've been at basically every major launch of a system since 2000. Not because I could afford it, but maybe my brother or a friend or maybe me. So that's literally everything since then. 3DS, Vita, PSP, PS2, Xbox, GameCube, PS3, 360, all of it. This is single-handedly the only box I can think of where it was a staggering disappointment right out of the gate.
Yeah.
It's like if the PS3 didn't even have a game.
Right. Like we've been hard on this thing all year. Our expectations were low.
Yeah, right.
They weren't even met.
Right.
They came in below that.
Right.
Which is insane.
Because, in May, we might have said something along the lines of, they literally don't have games, do they? Because they were showing indie games.
Right.
We didn't expect they literally didn't even have one.
Or that we'd have all of these just issues with the servers.
Right. Right.
And with seemingly the OS, I'm not even sure if the servers for half of that. Like, I think the OS is just broken and can't download things right.
Right. Also, I should note, because I forgot to bring it up earlier, the Series X suffers from dissociative personality disorder. We went to play Perfect Dark Zero.
God.
And in multiplayer, the game's like, hey, you don't have to, sweetie, but you want to set up your Xbox Live account? And I was like, sure, let's do that. That won't take any time at all. Bob types in the password. It's trying to figure it out. It can't figure it out. He finally logs in. He sets up in the 360 part his account, and there's no image for his profile. And then it takes us to the login screen. I hit A on my account. He hits A on his. And we were blacking out the screen because we didn't want to show any private details of Bob's. But I shit you not, it said, there is a problem downloading your account. Go back to the Xbox One.
What?
It literally said that, Casey.
I'm gonna take a drink instead of thinking about it. Pretty good.
So yeah, this is talking about the controller for a moment. The bumpers are better than the last time. The textures on the triggers are nice. The D-pad
rumble.
Yeah, the D-pad is an okay design in my opinion, but it's way too small. My thumb is the entire size of this D-pad. You can't see that D-pad behind my thumb. That is not normal. That is a very small D-pad that is circular shaped. So it's a little uncomfortable to use because of that. I'm not the hugest fan of this controller. It barely feels different from the prior iteration, and some of the changes aren't great. Bob, do you have opinions on the controller? I think you're less of a fan of it than I am.
Yeah, it's just the same thing, but doesn't. Or some parts of it feel better built, other parts of it feel less ergonomic. And then it has the share button, which I didn't know that the share features were still so archaic in Xbox. I figured we'd see an upgrade or something.
Oh yeah, like the new OS would overhaul it to be a bit more.
Yeah. You know how long it saves for your video clip for you? Does anyone have a guess?
Yeah, let's take guesses for feeling crazy.
PS4 is 15 minutes. PS5 is an hour. What does the Xbox Series X do?
90 seconds.
60 seconds.
30 seconds.
No way.
I want to believe there's an option in the menu somewhere, but I'm pretty sure we were in that exact menu losing it during the streams.
So you're telling me that it's not like PS5 now, where I press the create button and hit save recent gameplay, and they're like the entire session, or click this thing and it gives me multiple options depending on how long I've been going, like 1 minute, 5 minutes, 10 minutes.
No.
There's no picture-in-picture mode for me to edit it while the game feed is also running. And
of course not.
oh. Okay. We'll get into it later.
Yeah, we should get into that later. I found some neat things there, but
it's just pathetic.
It is pathetic. This console's really pathetic.
I like people chat the Switch beat the Series X.
God, the Switch does 60 seconds? Oh my god.
I believe. Switch does 60 seconds. All you have to do is hold one button and it automatically saved that last 60.
But here's the thing. That's 30 frames per second. I gotta give them something, okay?
Okay, are we even sure it does 60?
Shut the... No!
Fact check him.
I don't want it. Then I'll have to turn on my Xbox.
I'm sorry. If you're going to defend them, you're going to have to use it.
Okay, for the sake of clarity, I will now boot this off camera.
Oh, no.
And try to see while we move on.
This podcast rules.
Here we go.
Man, it better hope it boots.
Oh, God, it's so...
I keep forgetting. This is my first time consciously noticing it because it's my first time booting it while it's in the entertainment center. If you could guffaw and laugh at my stupid bullshit a little bit. The fucking logo's sideways on this fucking console.
I looked at it and laughed. That's all I can say. I was just looking at it like, yeah, that sure is the wrong direction.
Fucking idiot. Fucking idiot. But Bob,
God, Live
Dan,
Big Thing's great.
What are you doing putting those PlayStation boxes next to it? It's going to melt them.
don't worry, I'll never have it on.
Oh, okay. You're
Yeah.
right.
So, Bob,
Mhm.
anything else you want to talk about on the Series X? Because I feel like I covered it with. It's literally the most disappointing piece of hardware I've ever been there at launch for. Hey, Bob, we just spent days in the PS5 OS. Look at this fucking Series
no,
X.
it looks so bad. I stopped thinking about it. It's not even loading, the fancy background I was just talking about? It didn't even load that in this time,
Yeah,
guys.
I don't know why that's not there. It's just a black void.
Oh my god. That's like sometimes when a Windows update just steals my wallpaper.
Yes, it's very much like that. Oh my god.
Jesus Christ.
But yeah, load times are cool. Everything's bad. It's incredibly bad.
Load
No,
times
don't
are
buy
cool.
this.
I'm in hell.
Yeah, I can't recommend this device to literally anyone but someone who wants Dynasty Warriors 9 to lock 60 frames per second.
Which that person shouldn't
Sometimes.
exist.
Yeah. It's pretty dire. It's pretty dire. There we go. Preferences, captured, saved. Ha, Bob! Joke's on you! It goes up to 1 minute.
Oh my god. We can get the whole minute out of this? I'm sorry, everyone. I take it all back. That it can match the Switch.
Guys, in my worst case scenario, I'm like, Bob's saying is bullshit. There's no way it's only 30 seconds. It's got to be 3 minutes. Even I was disappointed. I thought I had the bar low at 3 minutes. It's 1. What is this shit?
I see capture resolution, but I don't see capture frame rate.
Oh, no.
Wait, no.
Wait, what?
No.
Okay, let me explain what happened off screen.
What?
If you record in 4K, it's 30 seconds. Bob was right.
Yes! Oh, no. Switch wins.
But tell about the other features this has to get you up above that 1 minute mark.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Look at that resolution.
What's up?
If we go to 720p, we get 3 minutes.
Oh, come on!
Okay, good. That means it's almost as good as PS5's. I can get an hour of 4K 60 footage that also could be a WebM.
I have to go.
This is really fucking dire, and I hate that I'm booting a game to see if it's 30 frames per second. I genuinely hate For Mighty Switch Force, I have to be online.
What? I don't
Oh my
know
God.
this game.
Wait, so people were right. This literally won't boot this game because I'm offline,
But
even though I own it.
yeah, this isn't even Game Pass. This is just a game you own.
Yeah, this is a game I own. I was given Mighty Switch
but
Force
you
as a
are
review
Game
copy.
Pass.
I have to go online to tell it this is my main Xbox because it didn't do that automatically when I set up the console. I guess I'm going to do that. But Bob, anything else you want to talk about with the most disappointing fucking console you've ever used?
I'm trying to think of what else we even played. We didn't get the Halo update, so we didn't play that.
Yeah, that's not out yet. That's not out till Tuesday. Is what they said. Because, like, that's the thing. Like, if someone wanted to play Halo at 4K 120 frames per second, this is the way cheaper way to do it than PC, but that update isn't out yet, so we haven't done it.
Yeah, that's the one thing that could be a positive here. But then it's like, well, we don't even have a community on Xbox, so why would we even play that version?
Eventually,
And it'll probably make the Series X catch on fire.
It'll make it vape.
God. Yeah, you know how much Series X is like to vape. We found out on Twitter.
Yeah. So with that done,
Yeah, I'm trying to think of anything else.
we can move on to an actual next-gen system now.
Yeah, it's really hard to even call this next gen.
It doesn't feel like it. Everything looks kind of bad. The thing's
Well,
disconnected.
beyond generations now. But
Yeah.
it's the Scarlet generation.
I keep saying this of the PlayStation 5 feels like a next gen console. The Xbox seems like a strange product release.
It seems like the model of iPhone people warn you against.
The,
They're like,
the Xbox One X Pro.
It's a new Android release for a phone.
yeah, it feels
It's not
like
even Samsung, like one of the guys nobody talks about.
it literally feels like one of the times. Man, my console lit up the moment I gave it that sweet, sweet internet juice. Jesus Christ.
We will now allow you to run the thing you spent $500 for.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, it doesn't feel next gen, guys. The auto HDR, we haven't talked about that at all.
Yeah, we did. We left that on the whole stream because we wanted to see it.
So for people who don't know, HDR is, the next technology when it comes to brightness ranges and color rendering and stuff like that. Not every game made last gen supports HDR. Xbox fixes this by forcing HDR. If you have the option turned on, it uses machine learning to upsample your SDR games to HDR. It looks terrible and wrong.
Oh no.
Dark Souls 2 is like staring at the sun, I hear. We played plenty of games that were, for sure.
Yeah, like Kingdom Hearts 3.
You get a production logo, with the white background, and you're just blind.
Watching your cameras was great because it just reflected
Bob,
perfectly.
I've owned this for a year. We covered it on Big Think in 2019. I just noticed it says MIG-Thee Switch Force.
What?
It doesn't say Mighty. It says MIG-Thee.
I'm having a stroke. What?
Yeah, it's literally in the Xbox guide. I don't know if maybe they just typed it into one field and then it says that over there. I don't know. I need to see if it says that on PlayStation. Anyways, I'm running around. I'm going to record a clip. We're going to let you guys know.
Is it 60?
Okay, there. Now it's preparing my giant clip. It actually says preparing clip. Okay, we're going to hold that.
36 hours later.
Oh, now it looks like we need to boot into a different thing entirely to play it.
Yes.
Oh my god. Why isn't it playing?
I don't know.
Why is it like this?
The Series X can't play its own fucking videos? Are you shitting me?
Trying to do anything live with the Xbox is dangerous, apparently.
We should just do Big Think Lives from now on. This is the best shit ever.
This is a nightmare. What the fuck? Okay, I closed it, you guys. I'm reopening it. I'm going to recent captures, 4K HDR. Play, please.
Your audience this is stress-inducing.
You didn't take a screenshot, right? It's trying to play a clip, right?
It's trying to play a clip, yeah. It says
it's playing.
It says it's... Okay. So I figured out what it was. We were in the guide, and it was recording... It was recording Batty Wagon staring into the middle distance. It is 60 frames per second. There, we confirmed it.
Thank God.
Okay.
We confirmed it. It's fine. Everything's...
But it seems a lot harder to see that clip. I only have to hit a couple of buttons on Switch to get my clips good to go and looking at them.
It's fine. I'm sure it's fine.
This next gen's all about convenience. Nothing about that was convenient.
We need that Switch Pro. Then they can beat Xbox again.
Yeah, it's going to be really funny when the Switch Pro has great software and runs at 4K.
Yeah, it's going to have a 4K menu, I bet.
Oh,
if they get a higher res menu than Xbox.
So, I say this not as a joke, not as a haha funny bit.
Yuck.
If I could get rid of this Xbox for the price I paid locally to people I know, this isn't an offer to you, audience. I would in a heartbeat. I don't want.
You could probably get $800 for it on eBay.
I don't want to scalp. I don't want to scalp.
Now I'm curious, how much are Series X going for on eBay?
That was about right.
It's roughly $1,000 for the PS5. Show me.
I had to sell my extra.
What we said we wanted to check on some games Twitch viewership. Oh, was it Godfall?
We'll do that when we get to the Godfall segment.
Okay. Yeah,
No-
don't
no
jump,
one in
don't
chat
jump it. Don't
post
jump
it.
it.
No one in chat posted. We can't let people cheat. So I guess with the Series X talk over, look, if they had just shipped the game, like a good game,
There would be any positives here?
there would be any positives. But so far, it's not really any more positive. Also, to every asshole who is like, what are you talking about? The PS5 is so much bigger. It's way worse to deal with. The PS5 is shorter when in a fucking entertainment center, so I can reach the back to plug in ports way more easily. That's what took so long with setting up the internet on this Xbox. It's so tall. I only have this much room to... So anyway, we should move on. I heard we all got a next-gen console, the PlayStation 5.
Yes.
We indeed. Phil got like 8.
He just looks like
I
Homer
only got
made of gold.
2.
Oh, okay.
Notice anything different, Dan? Yeah, you have 2 PS5s. Oh yeah, and you're 8 stories tall and made of gold.
Did your Sony one show up on time? I'm just curious.
Yes, it actually showed up first, which I didn't
That's
expect.
shocking. Yeah,
Ooh.
I wouldn't expect that either. I'm gonna grab a cup of water. You guys just talk
Blech.
about hype PS5 OS shit.
Sure.
Okay, this might be pushing it a little bit. The PS5 feels like Christmas.
Yes,
I
it
mean,
does.
I get it. It's
I was so excited. I ordered like food that arrived right as I was setting it up. Forgot about that food for 8 hours, and I was like, "Why do I feel genuinely sick?" Because my
The
brain just
last-
went, "No, got to keep doing stuff."
The last time I bought a console and was like, "Oh, this feels like the future," was the 360,
whew.
because that was obviously the future compared to the PS2, which was the main thing I had before.
Yeah,
And then,
there were tons of more features there than the PS2. It was a huge difference.
I was like, "Oh, look, it boots into an OS instead of right into the game. Oh, look, the blades."
I love the blades.
And then I get the PS3 and it's fine, but it's like I'm already used to the idea of a console having like an OS, and then the PS4 and I didn't get an Xbox One, but like the PS4 is just that same thing.
But it doesn't
But
like
the
eat shit trying to do it.
But the PS5 has so many features and everything is so fast.
Yeah. It's lightning fast. It's so lightning fast that I hear the fucking half in the bag piano roll every time I boot it.
You guys couldn't
Oh my
download
God, you're
anything over
right.
36 hours on the Series X.
Yeah.
Surely the PS5 servers are just as bad, right?
No, they consistently download. They didn't disconnect once, and they downloaded at about 35 megabytes per second. So that's
They
like,
download so much faster than the
It's-
PS4 servers.
it's insane.
yeah, it's nuts. That's like 380 megabits. No, it's like 280 megabits. And honestly, we're probably capped at the modem. We probably need to upgrade that modem to get the full gigabit.
Maybe,
because I
yeah.
noticed our peak speed was about 600 megabits per second.
Dan, that
It's
doesn't
so fucking fast.
that doesn't look like water. I'm just gonna point that out.
I got both.
Okay,
Thank
okay.
you.
I'll call now.
I'll call now. Yeah, no, everything's so fucking fast about it and so immediate. It feels really good. I like the fact that if you just want to fucking fat thumb that shit and just go, bring it to me, please, I want fewer clicks, you don't even have to go to the store anymore. You can hit the button, go to your home OS, hit triangle, and it brings you to a search button.
Oh yeah.
You just type the game in
I didn't
immediately.
know that.
Yeah, so if it's in your library, it'll bring you to that. If it's on the store, it'll bring you to that. That's how I bought that game that I posted the picture of, where it's like Crypt of the Serpent King.
I think the cards are really like just game changing. That they're insane.
Yeah, the activity cards are just nuts. Like
Yeah,
when
I was using that so much this week.
Mhm.
Just the fact that Demon Souls puts a card for every checkpoint for each archstone.
That's
Granted, they warn you like you lose your souls if you're in the middle of an area because this is basically cheating. However,
if you
just
just I wonder how they balance that.
Yeah. If you want to hop around real quick, maybe it's like I picked up a material. I don't care about these souls. Let me warp to the second area because I know a blacksmith's right there. Boom, it's loading within seconds.
Yeah,
not only the cards, but the fact that when you pull up that menu, it's like here's your last 3 played games. You want to instantly switch to any of those.
And it'll also do notifications like we got caught up in time Astrobot speedrun stuff. When someone beats you on your friends list, it's like, hey, you just got beat. Do you want to go play it right now? And it boots you into that game mode.
Press
exactly.
this button to start a fight.
Yes, it's insane. And then I can go over Devil May Cry and be like, oh, I'm gonna hit the continue button and then just be exactly where I left off.
Yeah. I did speedrun stuff in Astrobot for over 3 hours because Dan wouldn't stop.
I love being strong.
Yep.
When I look at my activity cards, guys, it tells me you're second on your friends list here, you're first on your friends list here, you're first on... And no, it gets better. It tells me you are 70th in the world on the ones I'm in the top 100.
Oh my god.
Yeah, I looked today and I'm like, you're third now. I'm like, who? And it's one of those like, fucking Feel has started doing them now.
Yeah.
It's so good because, guys, it not only shows that for these individual speedrun courses, if I just highlight it and push square, I am running that course in less than 4 seconds from anywhere.
Yeah, it's incredible. Honestly, this is something that I've been dreaming of since like the Xbox original days when we got leaderboards.
Right.
Like integrated. I thought that eventually we would get here.
Yeah.
I figured Xbox could do it.
I mean,
but...
they even had hooks to do similar concepts there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, they had the nascent form of this 15 years ago. And then they did nothing with it because all the actual core Xbox people left except for Phil Spencer. Literally all of them.
Ugh.
He is Xbox, so it makes sense that he'd stay.
Yes. The activity cards are just unreal, the way they change how you interact with stuff. I really do appreciate when it pops up. Aggro doesn't, but I appreciate when it pops up and it's like, hey, someone beat your score. I'm like, oh, cool. I get to push myself harder and try to beat them.
Why does Aggro dislike it? Because
he was playing Bugsnax, and it's like, did you know Mr. Field's better than you at this? Did you know Dan's better than you at this? Did you know Casey's better than you at this? And he's like, I'm trying to play Bugsnax. Go eat my ass. Thank you. Thank you.
No.
I don't like at this point. I just don't care that Guilty Gear Strive is probably going to be bad. I'm going to buy it anyway.
Just to have a button to get straight into a versus character select.
Yeah, I know. I need a fighting game with these features. I need to see it.
Whatever. I bought Power Rangers. I can buy literally any fighting game.
Yeah, right.
That's true strength. Yeah. So what I was going to say is the create button, which is just the share button in there, insane for renaming it.
Yes. Share in lines.
I mean, to be fair, the way they set it up, it is generationally ahead of the Series X. Clearly, because they can record a whole hour of 4K HDR video at all times. And you just hit a button. You can change your preferences on how the buttons are set up, so you can change it back to the old school way.
That's good.
Yeah.
Because I don't really like the new thing where it brings up that weird bottom bar and then you can set up a shot, because like usually if something's happening I need to get it right then.
Right. So if you just push the button, it'll take a screenshot is one of the 3 options. If you double push that button, it does a video.
Oh, okay.
And then if you press and hold, it brings up the menu.
That makes more sense to me.
Yes. Yeah, no, it's really good. I appreciate it. Recording up to an hour. However, cropping down, I accidentally selected an hour. And then I was like, I don't need all this. I need to trim. And it's like, okay, trim. The bar's this long, and it's an hour. And it doesn't zoom in when you trim. So
maybe you go into the share studio to let you zoom, because I need to...
That's eventually what worked out. But I had to take it and go, okay, push to the left. It didn't move. Hold to the left. Oh, that's 10 minutes. So it took a little bit of finesse to get my 40-second speed run to clip properly. But yeah, no, great feature. There's putting the store on the console sounds like it should be a shitty thing that you don't want to have happen, but how it fundamentally changes your ability to check things is so fantastic.
Yeah, this isn't integrated as a store on the console like the Xbox is, where it's just like, that means you'll have 30 ads sitting on your home screen at all times.
Right. It means you can scroll over to store, hit X, and you're there. That is the store. It is locally stored.
Right.
Now, you would think it's a bad thing to have your store integrated on your console until you try to open the PS4 store for any amount of time, and then you go, "Oh, we'll take anything else."
It's so bad.
Please fucking save me.
Yeah. It's really great how this works. The one major problem with the PS5 right now is that the trophies are just way too difficult to get to. I have no idea how they made this entire beautiful, elegant OS.
Yeah, I was
then,
like, I have to be the problem here.
Yeah, the fastest way I found to them. You hold the button, get to the main screen, like the main menu.
Mm-hmm.
You're on the game you're already playing, so you go down, then you hit right to go to trophies. And it's still a pain to do.
Yeah.
But
this whole time I've just been going to profile me trophies.
Yeah, same. Because I could hit the PlayStation button once, hit down, left twice, X down once, and then hit X twice.
Jeez.
Not that I memorized it or anything, as I got the Astro
right
playthrough platinum.
You got that platinum in that already.
I already got the platinum too.
Hold on, already?
Yeah. I looked at my playtime. It was 4 hours, and I had the platinum.
Now, keep in mind, I would have gotten the platinum even sooner if we weren't doing 2 days straight of playing a crap load of PS4 games that go all Senra and Kagura on us.
Yes.
And here I thought I was going crazy because I already have 40 of the 50 Spider-Man trophies for Miles Morales.
It's a lot. I'm really torn on what to play next. We should get into games.
Sure.
I'm going to cover one game that only I've played so far. I think you may have played a few seconds. We played it on stream. Because I know there won't be a lot of conversation around this. Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Yes.
So I
Where's
generally...
Ronald Reagan?
I actually haven't run into him yet in the game. That's the fucking weird part.
I think he was in the intro.
Yeah, he was in the intro bit, but we didn't do anything.
You didn't get to the part where he shows up to betray you, and then you have to fight him.
Maybe I am Ronald Reagan. I haven't looked in a mirror yet.
Yeah, it's true. You could be Ronald Reagan.
That would be the coolest shit in the world.
It's actually cooler than you think, because that would mean Mason was Ronald Reagan. But anyway, that would mean Ronald Reagan killed JFK.
Venom Ronald.
Holy shit. Anyway,
yeah, that would be really great.
Talking about the shit in the game, there's some weird stuff. They know how big their game is, so check this out. They're like, hey, which part do you want to install first? And I'm like, okay, that's not an option?
Yeah, you can't install the campaign?
You can't install the campaign first. Weirdest shit in the world. They have the statistics. They know people don't care. I guess they want to get online immediately, which is funny because when I went online, all I saw were a bunch of bitch scrubs. So I don't know why they're so eager to go online. Anyway.
Yeah,
look,
you're so good, Dan. Oh, man, your cock is huge.
Dude, I haven't bought... Like what? I played the Modern Warfare 2 Remastered, and that may be the only Call of Duty I put any amount of time into this entire gen. I just play like an hour of each, right?
Right.
So I figured I would go online and get thrashed.
Right. Yeah, that's how it usually goes, but I
apparently
guess.
Not. No. Weirdly enough.
Yeah, I think with the first couple days, you have everyone playing it.
Right.
So that it takes a few weeks for it to become
only the sickos.
Yeah, only the sickos are left now.
So the install thing's pretty weird. Then I'm like, okay, let me tell it to install the campaign. I tell it to install the campaign. It's like, okay, good, you're good. Go ahead and start the campaign. I'm like, great. I start playing. We play like 30 minutes. The campaign has some really cool shit in it. We're trying to capture this guy. We're running through houses, rooftops, etc. It's a really cool set piece. We catch up to him. I grab him and hold him halfway off a ledge, and my partner tosses his comrade just straight off the roof while I interrogate him. There's a dialogue tree.
Yeah.
It just pops up like, you get to take this interaction in all these directions. Which way do you want to go? Do you want to threaten him? Do you want to throw him off right now? Do you want to capture him? Like it's really cool that they just added all these branches, and I'm like, oh, I need to see how this plays out.
The strangest one was like, you can let him go.
Yeah,
like,
one of
what?
them was just like, let him go, whatever. You got the info, basically. I'm like, nah, we're gonna capture him. It's Call of Duty. What else? What am I gonna do? Like, respect the Geneva Convention?
God,
like,
no.
fucking, it's Call of Duty. I'm Reagan. I can do whatever I want. But yeah, I finish 30, 40 minutes of this, maybe less. You hit the hub, which is this really nicely detailed sort of like shed. You know, it's just like a storage unit you're inside of.
Their safe house.
Yeah, their safe house. And all the main characters that are a part of your crew are just standing around. You can talk to them about various things. They have actions they're doing. It's pretty neat. And then I go, okay, let me go up to the evidence board, and they have like the Pepe Silva thing going on. They got pins on boards with strings between them connecting stuff. And I'm like, we need to find him. Where's Pepe Silva? And I click on the first mission. It's like, here's the debriefing. And I'm like, okay, I'm reading it. I'm ready to go. I hit go, and it's like, it's not installed. I'm like, what the? You telling me the 20 gigs I just installed was the last 40 minutes? What? The campaign installs in 3 parts.
Ooh, a trilogy.
Yes, an epic trilogy. In the second
the
one,
final part is 85 gigs.
the second one ends with the dramatic reveal that I am Reagan, and I go, no.
Did
And then
Yeah,
in
I
the
don't
third one, I
remember
get to redeem myself.
was the campaign all online? Did you have to download all of it, or was it coming off the disc? I can't remember.
It seemed to be on the disc, but we were uncertain.
Yeah.
So for
okay.
now, I'll say I'm pretty sure it was on the disc because it said copy, not download. And the PS5 has one section for copying off the disc and downloading.
Mm-hmm.
But it has 2 different terms. But the term wasn't exactly slapped on top of the progress bar, like in that screen.
Right.
But anyway, we duck out of that. I skipped the zombies mode. We don't have time for Warzone during the stream. So I try the multiplayer, and this is where I'm not going to talk about anything specific with the multiplayer. The 3D audio is really well done in this game. Even if you don't plug your headphones into your controller and get the real 3D audio with the, like, you know, HRTFs or whatever, you know, making it sound fully 3D. Even if you're just using normal headphones hooked up through whatever, or even stereo, the 3D imaging is really good. You can hear people running on stair steps in the distance around a corner really well. So I think me wearing headphones is maybe where I'm getting easy kills, because you can tell exactly where they are based on that. It's really good. Second thing, the adaptive triggers and haptic feedback in this game is so unbelievably dope. I'm using a light machine gun as a part of my core class I keep using because I haven't put enough time in this game to make an actual class. You can feel each bullet leave the chamber. Like, it kicks back with each and every one. When you start running, the moment you're ready to ready your gun again, there is a haptic kick to let you know you're now exiting the running stage. You're able to draw.
Huh.
There's all these, like, haptic things that are super nice about it. And it's kind of nuts because I expected... Maybe I'm stupid, but I expected the year where everyone thought Call of Duty was going to be shit to, like, be the one where the haptics were phoned in, the 3D audio sucks shit, like, the campaign is uninteresting, and all these things are the opposite of what I expected. Like, the campaign seems really cool.
We've been teeing it up for, like, what, over a year?
Yeah, it seems strange. Like, last time that it came out, and it was just it was a shell of a game. Like, Black Ops 4 was literally only a multiplayer.
Yeah.
All the news we heard about it for over a year made it sound like it was going to be rough, and then thankfully not.
Yeah, the only thing, like, you can do crossplay, so, you know, you can play on PC with people on PS5 if you have the same controller type, I believe is the thing. I have yet to check how the party system works with that. But yeah, I was playing with people on Xbox, which is funny. It's fucked up. Okay? I'm not saying this as a joke.
Okay.
For the PlayStation gamers, it shows the PlayStation icon. And for the Xbox people, it shows a generic image of a console. And I'm like, oh, cool, they made an Xbox. Oh, wait. That's just how those look. It just looks like a nondescript box. With the
Called Xbox.
Nondescript box called Xbox. And it took me a minute to be like, oh, it probably shows that for PlayStation people on Xbox. Because it's just the generic console image. And then I also played with PC people. Yeah, that game's really fun. It's really great. I'm kind of blown away how much I'm excited to get back to it. I mostly bought it because, as I said, at the beginning of every generation, I tend to just check everything out and be like, how we doing?
Yeah, I hope that they can get this momentum up. Last year was also great. That Modern Warfare remake was really good.
Yeah, this was supposed to be the massive downward trend from that.
Right.
Instead, a real fucking blast. Super enjoyable. Kind of surprised. Worth noting, the PS5 version and the Series X version are $10 more than the last gen versions or PC. So, you're paying $10 for the what's up? The boxes.
The boxes.
Yes. You're paying $10 for that like haptic feedback, and honestly, it's really fucking neat in the stupidest way possible. It's like just having someone experience it. It's really cool, and I guess I forgot to point out each gun has a different amount of resistance on the trigger, like a little bit.
Huh.
And it kind of feels raw as shit because it also kicks back on the trigger as you fire. So, the kick of the gun travels into the trigger and the haptics of the rest of the controller. So it's, really fucking neat. It's really... And, this is something that is more genuine, more wholesomely present in Astro's Playroom. But there's a joy of just experiencing the feeling of playing it. Just how cool and next gen and, controllers don't do this. This is nuts. That is present here that I didn't expect. I expected it to be phoned in, and it's just this is really fucking cool. Wow. So honestly, yeah, I would probably pay $10 more for this version. It has better graphics and runs at the 120 frames per second mode. It's got 4K 60 and probably loads faster. Yeah, it loads faster than the last gen versions.
Yeah,
because it has the PS5 level SSD stuff. But yeah, COD's great. We can move on now, though. It was really funny during the stream when it was 40 minutes, 50 minutes, maybe over an hour, and people were like, I didn't expect your PS5 stream to just be you playing COD.
There were a couple of people who were like, I did not expect you to be going with COD this long. But it didn't feel like the majority. I think a lot of people were entertained.
They seemed confused. Oh yeah, they were entertained, unlike the next game we're going to talk about, which is also the only game that Bob and I played. Don't worry, Casey, we're getting to stuff. We literally can't spend long in this one. Godfall.
This will determine whether or not I buy Godfall, so I can play with my friends.
I should just snap this disc on screen. Godfall?
We played a game called Godfall.
I don't.
Oh no.
Yeah. Okay, so Godfall impresses out of the gate by using shots from the CG pre-rendered trailers, cutscenes used for trailers. Those cutscenes are 24 frames per second, being output at 60, so it's juddery and looks like fucking trash.
What?
You boot the game up, and I swear to God, this first level, the tutorial, is the longest tutorial I have played in over a decade. And it's not teaching you that much. Let me explain. This game has one cool thing about it. Primarily, in my opinion. KZ,
yeah,
you cannot tell me you ever expected the damage system from Dissidia to show up somewhere else, but guess what?
What?
What do you mean? They got brave attacks and HP attacks?
Yes. So you build up your brave.
It's over.
You're selling me on it.
Again, I think that's only for a certain enemy type, because I was looking at the health bars and other ones, and it seemed just regular damage was being done.
Because when you look at the health bar, it builds a white outline around what you're doing that damage on. I'm really sure it was on other ones. You just kept looking when they were the really scrub enemies that die in one hit.
Okay.
Because those, they don't have time to show the buffer. But yeah, you do your R1 attacks to do a bunch of quick attacks, and then you do R2, which is the flame cool looking hit, to cash in that damage buffer. That's the single coolest thing about that game. It's like if you made Destiny's content even less content-like. I don't know how to describe this. How do you describe how boring this fucking level is? Here's how boring it is. Eric nearly fell asleep on stream. The chat begged me to stop playing it.
I felt really bad. I had to use the restroom during most of this play of this, so I didn't get to see that much.
I like the chat begged me to stop playing a next-gen game.
Yeah, they literally did.
We were joking about maybe doing a Godfall exclusive stream.
Yeah, we were talking about I need to do a Godfall exclusive stream. One, because most people probably aren't streaming it. And two, I may never play this game elsewise.
Mm-hmm.
So you know when a video game is like poorly made and it keeps repeating the same phrase over and over and over through writing and it's not interesting or new? It's like the bad version of the longer the icon of sin stays on Earth, the stronger it becomes. Like the really bad version of that.
Good.
Yeah, because that's good. But it's like 7 times they repeat the same thing. Jesus. That was the tutorial. It kept trying to be like, they don't understand the relationship between the main character and this character. Have them say the same thing 7 times.
Oh my God.
Oh no.
Where they're just like, I don't trust you to do this. This is risky. You're risking things. I think you're risking things. This is risky. And it's just like, please, we get it. Shut up. Oh my God.
It did have those cool astral chain enemies.
Oh, yeah, we should talk about that. In the first level in the fucking game, it does the thing Astral Chain did to make high-level combat, where there's an enemy type that just makes the other enemies you're fighting invincible until you kill it.
Into the garbage.
It's in the first 30 minutes of the game. I'm like, oh, no.
Yeah, no, I kind of was... I lost a lot of hope when that showed up so early. I was like, oh, man, this probably isn't going to be good at all.
Also, as far as the next-gen games I picked up goes, this is the ugliest one. Like, Godfall's easily uglier than Sackboy, Call of Duty, Astro. Like, it's got a real, like, shimmering to its sharpness.
Got that NVIDIA graphics card
well, that's just its
packaging.
aesthetic, you know. It's trying to look like a graphics card at all times that you would pick up at a Best Buy.
Yes.
In 2009. But yeah, it's not a terrible looking game, but it's definitely the least impressive, like, next gen. Like you would never put this in the same league as Miles Morales, and that's a cross-gen game. But yeah, anyway, Godfall.
Stop calling it a cross-gen game. I've seen that. It looks icky.
It's kind of crazy how much even the performance mode on PS5 looks better than the PS4 Pro version of Miles Morales.
Of course.
Like, it looks nuts how much better it is. But yeah, Godfall seems like it's going to be a giant grind, not a lot of content. There's no charm to it. The combat itself, it's Korean MMO style. Like, I'm in the first level and everything's bullet sponges. They're like sword
that's
sponges.
terrible.
Yeah, it's the first level and things take at least like 16 hits to kill.
What?
Yeah, the stronger enemies. Yeah, it's kind of nuts. On a related note. So the GameStop was desperate to get rid of all of these Marvel's Avengers pins because the game didn't sell at all.
Yeah, so those are pre-order bonuses that, for a game that did not get as many pre-orders as expected.
God, look how cool those pins are.
Yeah, the pins are way cooler than the game, honestly.
Yeah, they're not bad.
I played it. I'd agree with you.
Casey, let me put it this way. Godfall's so bad, I am certain Marvel's Avengers is better.
Oof.
I mean, Avengers was like, this is fine. Just fix all the bugs. And then like a weekend, they're like, we have a patch. We're addressing 1,000 issues. And I'm like, do not brag about this. Why are you bragging that there were 1,000 issues?
We shipped the game way too early.
I mean, I guess it's better than Anthem, where they're like, we do have 1,000 issues. We will not fix any of them.
We're just going to remake the game, apparently. And you'll have to buy it again, but we're remaking.
Let me put it this way: based on the time I spent with Anthem, Anthem's probably a better game than Godfall.
That's really hard to believe.
That's fucked up. I recently read an Anthem write-up they did on BioWare's site where they're like, "We're introducing builds," and I passed out.
Yeah, that's fair. Godfall just the core gameplay feels like deep depression. Well, the core.
I know how that feels. I know exactly what you mean.
Right, there you go. This is for me and Phil.
There's definitely been action games where it's just like I'm just hitting them and hitting them and hitting them and feeling nothing, and when they die, there'll be another enemy that I just hit over and over and over and over.
Based on the tutorial, Godfall is a game where you take a small spoon and scrape the paint off of every wall in a house, and every room's identical, and there are at least 17. That's how it felt.
Randy sure picked a good one to publish.
Yeah.
He don't miss.
People started seeing the game, and then in chat were like, so I wonder what Borderlands game they funneled the money from this into.
They didn't develop this. They only published it.
They co-published with Epic Games and Sony, so to some extent, I'm sure they got some money on that end of it.
Randy got some money. No one else.
Yeah. Sorry, they meaning Randy.
They meaning Randy, and not anybody who worked on it.
Randy and a bunch of other names that look like Randy as well.
They're
just
the
slightly
credits
adjusted.
roll. The credits roll. Randy Pitchford. Pandy Richford,
Sandy Fitchford.
When I was doing my Demon Souls stream, and someone, I guess we were talking about Godfall, and someone's like, I watched a streamer play through all of that already. They hit the credits, and then when it hit QA, there was this legion of an insane amount of QA, and they're like, I don't believe it. I'm pretty sure most of these are lies. Because that game does not seem like it has over 100 people who did QA testing.
Well, they could have hired like a shitload of QA people for 2 weeks.
Yeah,
they tested the heck out of it and didn't fix anything.
So, I would not recommend anyone pick up Godfall. This is exactly why I bought this game, to see if is this promising? All of these games are me just checking them out, right, to make sure.
Yeah. This was one of those important warning things. Like what Destruction All-Stars was going to be.
Right. It's fucked up. I told Bob that Destruction All-Stars should have been the weird disappointment that Godfall is. It should have been yeah, I guess this is next gen. This gameplay seems kind of... But Destruction's getting delayed, so that way it's fully formed and free, so that way there's an online community, and Godfall's here to flop now, and I assume next year be on PlayStation Plus.
I wonder if Godfall uses cards in an interesting way.
Not that I saw, but...
So, can you lock it in? What's better, Godfall or Rise?
We haven't played Rise. I played a little bit of Rise. I'd rather play that.
Okay.
We stormed the beach.
I was about to say, a lot of people have been saying before it was coming out, this is going to be this generation's Rise, where it's it looks cool, but it's bad.
So imagine the looks cool isn't cool enough, and imagine the bad feels like a deep depression instead of aggravating gameplay.
Oh, no!
Because, yeah, we played a little bit of Rise. I think I played a total of an hour. So it's about the same amount. I would more readily.
That was 7 years ago.
So let me put it this way, okay? Let me put it this way. A month or two ago, I offered to do Rise as a stream goal, and people didn't care.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, that did happen. You had to switch it out for something appealing.
Yeah, people wanted other things more, which understandable. Godfall,
and you rarely ever fail a stream goal.
Godfall, I'm like, we have to stream this because people need to know, and I'm never going to play it again if we don't.
Oh, yeah, we need to do that Twitch check now.
Yes, let's go ahead and do the Twitch check. Before anyone checks the numbers, and no one look at chat, how many viewers do you think Godfall has on twitch.tv right now?
I'm going to be positive. I'm going to say it's 2,000.
KZ?
437.
Mr. Feel.
It's next gen. Was a next PS5 exclusive, or was it on PC too? But it also seems bad, and I've seen nobody discussing it. So I'm gonna say 2000, same as Bob.
Okay. I'm gonna place myself at 600. I think KZ may win this, but I don't know.
Will.
Now someone needs to go check. Can I get KZ to do that while we
Sure, absolutely.
prep the next game to
Godfall.
hold at the screen?
Click. We have 2.8 thousand.
Wow, you two win.
Yeah.
I bet by next week it is double digit.
There
probably.
are actually a lot of streams of it too.
Huh.
Let's
Like,
check
I'm
some other
scrolling.
things.
Yeah, there's a lot.
Grounded.
Like the biggest stream is like 500 viewers, but there seems to be like
So wait,
maybe over 100 people streaming it.
are you
Whoa.
meaning to tell me that if we just go from big thinking to playing Godfall as its own separate thing, we could be the top streamers of Godfall in the world?
This will be the ultimate test of how loyal this audience is.
Well, it's doing a little bit better than
like certain episodes of Monto Cool ratings.
now. Before we move on from this point,
Sure.
Microsoft also launched a console this week.
Uh-huh.
So their online game should have gotten a bump. How many people are watching Bleeding Edge?
I was shocked I was able to match up into a round of Bleeding Edge.
We'll go. I already know because I just looked it up, so I want to answer. But KZ, how many people?
5.
Bob,
50.
Dan,
30.
KZ wins 6.
Oh my God.
Here I thought Twitch was really into racist dolphins.
Hey,
jeez.
if this
You're
was
wrong.
Price is Right, I'd get $500 from Bob.
Yes.
That's that rule. I was so close.
Jesus.
I'm sorry, Drew Carey now.
Bob has a Drew Carey energy. Little bit.
Is that a good thing?
What? Drew Carey's great. That's right. Casey never watched the Drew Carey show.
Oh, weird.
No, I did.
Oh,
Okay.
he's so affable.
Yeah.
So let's talk about something everyone's played. Spider-Man. Phil, have you played Spider-Man?
Yeah, I finished it.
Same.
Man.
So we went on the platinum on Astro. They went in on Spider-Man.
Yeah,
I mean, to be
Yeah,
fair, that's
on
probably
a-
my next game.
yeah.
On a normal playthrough, my file's already at 100%. I just need to clean up trophies and do a New Game Plus run.
Okay, well, I'm going to go get a drink real quick. You two talk about Spider-Man Miles Morales since you played so much, and Bob can interject with thoughts. And
Don't
reflect-
spoil it.
Oh,
Okay, of course. It's really good. The combat is super cool.
Yeah, the layering in all of the electric stuff into the combat is a really good idea. Where instead of when you would play the original Spider-Man, you would build up those little bars
Mhm.
so that you could do the insta finisher. The idea of them going, no, that's just based on combo now. Replace those bars with specials.
That was a really good decision because the thing with Spider-Man is that you'd end up never using that because it was also healing.
Mm-hmm.
And now the finisher is a separate thing from the resource you use to heal.
There's just a really elegant like dance where you're doing the perfect dodge, you're maybe using one of your gadgets, you're doing the electric attack, and then you realize, oh, I can go over to the big guy and then hit, I think it's like circle triangle to do the insta finisher. And you're just going through so many different things. Then of course you have like the stealth mechanics.
So does that mean if you lose
fun.
your combo, then you can't do an instant finisher? Like you need to have a high combo?
No, getting 15 banks one, and
Oh,
you
yes.
don't lose it if your combo ends.
Yes, and you have like the cloaking stuff that Miles would have. They showed it in like trailers. It's just like a button, so you just become invisible, which is great when things get bad, where you cloak, swing up to the ceiling, and wait. You're like, hold on, give me a second. I need a moment.
Or if you're me, you're like, oh, I don't like your enemy type. I'm going to go invisible and stand behind you until I can instantly own you.
Yeah, and they have some nice upgrades
stealth,
for that.
One of Miles's, first of all, Miles has really great stealth finishers when you're on the ground with them, and it isn't like you're above them. Although he does have good ones of those too. All his are way more fatal than Peter's.
Oh.
Peter only had like the one that was obviously fatal, where he slammed their face into the steel girder. Like all of Miles are like that.
Look, that one's not fatal. He just knocked out every one of their teeth. I'm sure they're fine.
But one of Miles's stealth thing is he'll just like poke the back of their neck with his electricity, and then they'll turn around and start to punch, and it'll go off like a bomb, and they just fall.
Yeah, I'm a big fan of of that, because the stealth is so good. Like,
another one is just a shining wizard. He just does a shining wizard to them from behind.
Is that a wrestling
I really
move?
like. Yeah, it's like where you jump off their knee and knee them in the face.
Oh, okay.
They did a really good job making Miles distinct, because they kind of throw like passive abilities onto him that makes him build meter insanely fast in the air.
Huh.
And it didn't really feel like Peter had much of a reason to be hanging out in the air in a fight.
Yeah, it kind of kept you away from danger, but not much else.
You want to launch everybody in Miles Morales because it builds like 3 times faster.
Yes,
you can build a bar of his
moves.
Yeah, you can build a bar of electricity in like 4 punches if they're in the air.
Yeah, and then you have like moves like the electricity where it launches everyone in an area. And then later, you have like a charging move that's like, if you jump in the last few frames of this dash, you then also launch them as well. So you start linking moves together.
Yeah, Miles just basically gets a teleport. Or it's like, I'm going to electricity teleport over to you and own your shit.
So would you say he has motivation?
I was sitting there, I was like, God damn
a little bit.
Yeah. Bright memory has 0 Twitch viewers, by the way. That's an update from chat. Just thought I'd let you know.
Thank you, chat. Thank you.
Yep.
Good. No one should buy that.
God.
Once again, this is one of the few open world games where it feels good to do everything, and incredibly convenient. As you play throughout, there'll just be a moment. It's like, okay, show the open world again. We have now given you brand new collectibles. There's only 10.
Yeah. My favorite are the ones that are just, and I'm not going to spoil what they are, but it's just, these exist for 3D audio.
Yes.
Okay.
They in fact have. Yes, please look forward to that one.
You made my decision for me.
There's also they make it make much more sense how you get side missions, because in Spider-Man, it's just like Peter has psychic sense to know when someone needs help in the city. In this, Miles Friend is like, I made an app where people can ask Spider-Man for help.
They need to just like use that in any other Spider-Man game going forward, because think of all the times it's like
it also lets you spawn crimes. Yeah, it lets you spawn crimes, and is how you get the side quests.
Yes.
Also, one of the side quests has an element that is explicitly in there for 3D audio also.
Let me just go plan this robbery and then I'll stop it.
Yeah, I was like, is the app secretly to hire criminals? Like, spawning crime seems a little strange.
All you got to do is just swing around the city, swipe left on that touchpad. Go into the crime tab and select, I want the one with the chopper. And then you do it.
The moment really Spider-Man shows up, they start screaming, "This is entrapment, Spider-Man!"
There's also a really good a
Yeah.
really good element that's early on, but because Miles is poor,
Okay.
the fast travel is you do a side quest and somebody gives Miles an unlimited subway pass. That's
cool.
how you get fast travel.
That's
toward the end, fast travel actually felt like really good, where it's like I'm taking out everything on the map. There's one on here, fast travel takes 2 seconds, swing through the rest of it, and
it's
so natural.
It's instant and there's no animation. When you fast travel, it cuts to him walking out of a subway exit instantly.
Oh yeah, that reminds me of Infamous. We booted up Second Son. It made that fast travel that same thing, instantaneous.
That Twitter clip actually did really fucking well for us. Like, it got so many retweets, people in Japan and everywhere losing their shit. So we went back to Infamous Second Son and we're like, let's check out these back-compat titles. Bob goes up to fast travel and I start the sentence, let's see how far the internet finished. Like, it was less than 2 seconds and he was just at the next place and we lose it.
Yeah, the camera pans up, it pans down.
Yeah.
And that's it.
It's black for less than half a second. It pans up, it cuts to black, it pans down. It's like, this is unreal.
I think I might come back to that because I haven't played that game in years.
Oh, well, we got to finish our Let's Play, clearly.
Oh yeah, there you go.
Starts on
we can do
PS4 vanilla.
We can do the infamous Second Son spoiler cast.
I'm going to let you know right now, we went back to play Killzone, and there's probably more value in that than there is in Killzone, because, oh my god.
Oh, we can do both. It's free.
And the Days Gone spoiler cast Mark II.
Of course. That's going to be the bit for 2021 stupid spoiler casts of last gen.
That lasts all year.
Dude, fucking, as Bob said during the stream, we're checking out Days Gone. He's like, it shouldn't look like this. This game's supposed to look mid. This looks amazing. What the hell?
Now, I did think I caught Miles Morales loading once, and I'm going to say it because it's funny. If that was a load, I'm not sure it was, but it seemed weird enough.
Okay.
There's this part where Miles has to walk across a narrow thing as Miles. He's not Spider-Man.
Right.
He's like, oh, I better have trouble with this so they don't suspect me. So he like feigns stumbling for 1 second. And then when you get to the end of that thing, it's like an enormous new area and multiple cutscenes.
Well, they needed it to work on the PS4, so you know how it is.
But he stumbles for 1 second. I'm just imagining on PS4 he stumbles like 8 times.
On PS4 he just eats pavement. He stumbles and falls down and has to get up.
He trips really hard and then it's just a real loading screen.
It's like the original Jack game.
Yes. On PS4 he has slippery shoes.
I don't know if you guys got to this on your stream, but the first gadget Miles gets is unbelievably stupid.
No, we haven't gotten to that.
Yeah, we played very little. We got through the Rhino fight, and that's it. We basically stopped
that's
immediately.
It's so incredible and dumb. I don't think I actually used it at all though, because it's so stupid.
60 FPS is crazy for Spider-Man.
It's insane.
Yeah,
It is crazy.
It looks really good.
It's so much to deal with. It's like, how do you make your game look this good? And then I was like, hey guys, here's ray tracing. Okay, we're going back to 60.
It's like ray tracing is that neat trick. It's not the thing that makes the game look amazing,
right?
Like 60 is.
If you guys care about frame rate and you have a PS5, set your PS5 for performance by default, because I guarantee that analytic gets back to Sony.
Yeah,
they have to know how many systems are set up for a preference.
Yeah, every time I've seen a lot of videos and streams of people booting up Spider-Man and Demon Souls, and those games, like, they start on fidelity or switch to it, move the camera, act like they're getting sick, and then switch back to performance.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, no, I really hope this is the standard going forward because it's so amazing.
It's been since the PS2 that every game basically is 60 frames per second. That's the standard. That's what we're experiencing on the PS5, and it's so good, you guys. It's literally my dream console. Everything loads insanely fast. The UI is gorgeous, and basically every game runs at 60. I could not be happier.
I turned the camera in Genshin Impact and almost teared up.
It's insane. It's
Because
weird for a game
so
that
beautiful.
It run like it. It looks so good now, and is so clear that I can now notice exactly the distance more details pop in, and I'm in hell.
I don't know, Bob.
My eyes have now trained on the exact distance away that grass starts appearing.
Congratulations.
Bob booted Genshin Impact on our stream, and I'm like, that looks incredible. Oh, that looks like a game I might play. Because the PS4 Pro version runs like hot garbage.
It really does.
So terribly. There's like seconds of lag on the sometime.
Someone replied to me saying, man, Genshin finally runs well, saying, I had it on base PS4 and it ran fine.
No, it didn't.
These fucking people.
That's just a lie. Like, the fact that you're blind does not mean that light doesn't exist.
Stockholm Syndrome.
But yeah, I think this is the best console upgrade, easily.
Yeah.
Possibly ever. It's such a massive...
There's never been a one where it's like every single last-gen game almost is just magic now.
Yeah. And every game going forward is absolutely magic of loads insanely fast and looks gorgeous.
Yeah, the closest thing is that PS1 to PS2.
Yeah, that would be the closest one for sure, because you went from frame rates of like 20 with really rudimentary 3D to 60 and really great relative 3D. So yeah, this is basically that, but even better because PS2 didn't make PS1 games that much better.
No.
It added trilinear filtering and faster loading, but that was it. It didn't make Ape Escape 1 run at 60.
We made jokes for a year about the PS5.
Yeah.
I still didn't understand. because I would do something and go, I would do something and go, I will now take a drink while it
Yeah, that happened a couple of times to me. I had such anxiety because I'm like, this motherfucker has been beating the drum. The Kingdom Hearts 3 will run better. And I'm like, what if it doesn't?
There was that fear all year of like, we're going to be owned by it. It's just going to come out.
I know.
Play all
these
old games like trash.
You've teed me up. You've teed me up for this. And then I run it and I'm like, this is locking 60. I finally desperately found a way to make the frame rate on that thing drop. And it's one finisher in that ball pit. It drops to like 40 because you're hitting 100 balls. And I don't even think that's the PS5. I think Unreal 4 just can't handle that much.
Right. At a certain point, the engine just goes, what the fuck?
What are you doing?
So we're going to note something on Back and Pat real quick. Then I'm going to tell an anecdote that I buried in the middle of this podcast so that way people couldn't casually hear it. Didn't want to stick it at the beginning of the PS5 segment. You have to bury it in between games. On Back and Pat, every game ran 60 basically, except for games made by the Omega Force Tecmo Koei Dynasty Warriors people. So Samurai Warriors 4, that ran smooth. Except for in split screen where it forced a 30 frames per second frame cap. However, basically everything else ran bad.
Dragon Quest Heroes 2.
Dragon Quest Heroes 2 ran great. It was.
I'm curious. Now I might buy Pirate Warriors 4 and see how that runs.
I think it was Warriors All Stars runs like crap.
Right, and so does Warriors Orochi 4.
Yeah,
which is the newest release.
And Dynasty Warriors 9, obviously. Even though the Series X locks 60, so there you go. Series X console of choice for people who like Dynasty Warriors 9. Please go over there. Thank you. But yeah, the Back and Pat's been really, really solid. Okay, here comes the anecdote. So I broke my PS5 as the first thing I did with it.
What?
I'm not even shitting you. I literally fucked it up immediately.
What? How?
Our stream setup is so complicated, and we've been in a week straight of, as I said, 55 hours of streaming. It's been a lot to deal with, and it's been unending. And we didn't intend to do the Wednesday stream for the Series X. We thought we would do one big stream on Tuesday have a gap in between the two to prepare and recuperate. But for some reason, I went in for a second Series X stream. So I didn't have time to prepare and recuperate and get my shit together and sleep a decent amount. And that's why that podcast was late. Anyways, so the funny thing, no one noticed.
Right. We could have got by without releasing a podcast last week.
You're like, wasn't there something weird about yesterday, KZ? And I'm like, no. Console came out. And then you're like, and I'm like, podcast.
Yeah, people in chat were just like, podcast. It didn't ship. And I was like,
then I'm like, oh yeah. Yeah, that one's a banger too. Put that out.
Yeah. For people who haven't listened to it, Armchair Devs Fall Guys is a really good episode. It's one of the best episodes of Armchair Devs, in my opinion.
I feel like I have that feeling every Armchair Devs episode.
It's so good. It's so good. Such
we have never missed. There's at least one horrible thing every episode.
I think that episode, you could legitimately draw the promo art for any of them and it would have been gold to see. Any of them would have been fantastic. So here's how I broke my PS5. I set it up. It's beautiful. There's blue sparkles going everywhere. It's playing amazing music. I'm having my ass blown out because it looks incredible on this TV. I'm like, wow, look at all this next gen. Yeah, I'll set that up. And then it goes, hey, while you're setting up the rest of the settings, how about you put that disc in me and I'll install it? And I'm like, what? I've never had a console do this before. You're installing the game while I finish setting things up? That's insane. So I stick the game disc in upside down. So then I eject it and stick it in the correct way. and then it's like, okay, good. You finished, you're setting it up. I need to download a firmware and install. And I'm like, okay, that's good. You do that. And it's like, okay, I'm installing it. And I'm like, great. Let me make sure I'm ready for the stream. I cut the power.
Oh, no.
I just immediately cut the power to the PS5. I gave it power again and I tried to turn it on. Nothing. Nothing. See,
I'm sure you had very nice vibes and feelings while this was going on.
If it makes it funnier, Eric stumbles in and he's like, hey guys, how's it going? I'm like, well, my PS5 may be broken. He's like, oh, that's cool. So yeah, kind of. It was a little bit of that energy. It was kind of funny.
Like a sitcom.
He literally showed up 2 minutes after it happened too. It was fucking incredible. Anyway, for anyone who's wondering, Dan, how did you do that? Well, you see, the PS5 was plugged into the power strip for the audio equipment. And normally, when I'm done streaming, I turn off the power strip for the audio equipment. I thought it was still off. I had left it on since the Series X stream the prior day. And instead of turning it on, I turned it off. And that's how I cut the power to that son of a bitch. So, needless to say, I have confirmed it's really easy to get your PS5 to get its shit together after you do that. Not only that, from safe mode, you can download and install the latest firmware. So that's actually pretty fucking advanced. Normally, you have to bring a USB over and hook the USB up and tell it, install this firmware. But no, you can download and install the latest firmware from safe mode. It's really cool. So it fixed itself pretty quickly once I stopped fucking around.
Yeah, but that was real scary.
It was not great, but I had we had backups for a reason.
The speed at which things fix themselves,
yeah,
with the PS5 is pretty impressive. Where Demon Souls crashed on me once, and I went, "Oh, that sucks." I was like, going up to an archstone in the hub, and I went, "This is fine." I click into the game, I'm back where I was within 20 seconds, and then my brain went, if when Assassin's Creed Valhalla would crash, getting back to gameplay took you 4 minutes.
Oh, I mean, Bob was playing Astra's Playroom. He was trying to beat our speed runs.
Yeah.
I go in the kitchen. I pull out the bread. I already had the condiments and stuff out. I make a quick sandwich. I look over at Bob's TV. He's in the middle of Demon Souls running down a hallway headlong. And I'm like, games haven't been able to change that fast.
It's unreal. Switching from PS5 to PS5 games is almost instantaneous.
Yeah. It was
yeah,
nuts.
I did. I checked out some of the media features. I downloaded Crunchyroll because I wanted to be able to.
Good. I checked out something insane, and thank you for reminding me. How was Crunchyroll?
So you have to turn on HTTP.
Okay.
The weird thing is it doesn't tell you this, but you have to restart the system before you can actually do the app after that. Because I turned it on and then went back to the app and it was just said, this app can't boot. And didn't give me
That's
any
a Crunchyroll specific problem. I did not have that problem.
Funimation also did that for me.
Okay.
Yeah, so everything I had downloaded. I didn't have, I don't know, which app did you use?
So I installed the PlayStation Store's Movies app. I needed to access my PlayStation videos so that way I could watch the 2 episodes of Kappa Mikey I own.
Ooh.
And
What?
all of the important things with Dimitri Martin season 1 and 2.
Is those first 2 episodes of Zammed on your account?
No.
Okay.
No, that was Xeon, I believe.
Probably.
And I believe she only got a limited time thing because if you recall, that was like Zammed was like, you can rent me for $3, and we're like, what?
That was
Or
such a nightmare.
$4. Bob, the experience of watching those things. Also Powers, but that's not my fault. That's Eric's, I think. I can't remember. Anyways, the experience of watching those things is terrible. It doesn't even play the video right.
What?
It doesn't download it locally. It doesn't stream it correctly. We're talking, it'll be playing it, and I'm watching Dimitri Martin, and it's like, okay, that's a funny, why did it cut to a frame from 2 seconds ago for a bit there? It'll be like streaming the video, and it'll be like on YouTube if someone hit the back arrow key.
Uh-huh.
It did that multiple times. Like, of just showing you a frame from seconds ago. I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? So, on top of looking like ass and not downloading locally, it also can't stream right? So never use the PlayStation Store video service, probably. It probably looks better for newer stuff, but it probably also still doesn't stream right.
Right. Crunchyroll worked well.
Okay, that's cool.
I could scroll through all the options without it ever being like, oh, I need to... Hold on a minute. Stop, please. Because that's what Crunchyroll usually does when you use the app and you're trying to, like, just look through a lot of stuff. So everything ran smooth there. It played the video and then like it buffered and played the high res version after like 2 seconds and stayed there for the whole video. So
okay,
and then I hit one button, pause it.
Yeah.
So it worked well. I was surprised. I wish Verve were on there, but it's not for some reason.
Yeah, not yet.
And I need to try Funimation because their app doesn't even run right on our TV. So hopefully, with the power of the PS5.
Hopefully, since they're owned by Sony, correct?
Oh yeah, I guess they are now.
Yeah, Funimation and Crunchyroll, if I remember correctly.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think there's recent news where they're trying to acquire Crunchyroll
yeah,
now.
that might be it.
So it hasn't gone through yet. Okay.
They're trying to own all anime. And I'm like, man, anime's gonna load so much faster and be 60 FPS. I've been waiting.
Yeah,
all
we'll
gonna
get
be
those up-res.
Yeah.
Use that machine learning interpolation. We're gonna get 60 frames per
Checkerboard
second.
rendering anime.
I just keep remembering that fight for Broly that I saw turn to 60 frames per second and everyone being like, this is so good, and it just looks disgusting.
I hate those people so much. Those people also think clips of the Avengers at 60 look good.
Yep.
I think there was one more PlayStation 5 OS/app thing I wanted to talk about, but I can't remember. It's really weird how the PS5 deals with account stuff, and this would be something that Casey and Phil have no experience with. So, in order to get someone permanently added as a user on your system, you have to sign in as you. Go to the system settings, add a user that's just named whatever. Doesn't fucking matter. Log in as them, then sign in as the person.
I had to do that for the first person. Like, I had to make a dude and then apply the shit onto him.
So you can temporarily log in on any PS5 using an app or typing in your credentials, and then when you're done playing, it just gets rid of it.
Yeah, it's just gone.
You're just like, okay, you just came over to hang out with this guy, I guess. Your sign-in's gone. So to prevent that, you have to do the way I just described. But, and this is the interesting thing, every time I download a game now, it notifies Bob.
Yeah, it notifies everyone who's on the system. It's insane.
His phone is going off. I'm like, sorry, Bob, I got 7 Resident Evil 2 DLCs. Your phone's going to be on fire for a minute straight.
Imagine if I was there and be like, sorry, Bob, KZ got every Tekken character.
Oh man, I need to get that newest season.
Which I did. I posted a clip of me like launching it for the first time. They're like, here's every character. Click, 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 click. Here's 99 pieces of extra content. And they're like, there's a skip all button, but I just kept mashing through. It's like, you are bowling now.
Tekken Bowl's pretty cool.
It is.
We
pretty
played
neat.
that at a New Year's party.
Is it online? I don't know.
I don't know. I have no idea.
I had to buy Negan. It was important.
Yeah,
Also,
that's
everyone
important.
Hope you have your shitting pants on.
I always do.
Shitting pants is more of a frame of mind. But yeah, I need to get the Tekken DLC set up. Okay, so this brings us to Astra's Playroom, Demon's Souls, and Sackboy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I'm gonna be quick with Sackboy.
Sackboy. Yeah.
Sackboy looks great. It's pretty funny. It has cute stuff all over it. You get to customize. It's 1 to 4 player 3D platformer, a la sort of like Super Mario 3D World. Correct? That's the name of it.
Yes.
Because Land is the 3DS one. It's really, really gorgeous in a way that's like, if anyone else put out this game, everyone would be amazed over how pretty it is. But everyone has this weird standard for Sony games where they're like, yeah, of course. It's like, anyway, it looks incredible.
Can we talk about how Sackboy might need to kill Praxis?
Sure.
Hell yeah. That means he's a good character.
Sure, Bob. Go ahead.
Sackboy has a voice, but I think it's only for grunts.
Yeah.
But we kept expecting him, like, he puts on the meanest faces sometimes. So we always expect him to just go on some, like
I'm going to kill Praxis. Or the bad guy's name is Vex.
Vex, yes.
So we were like, his first words, since he has a voice actor now, is he's going to go, I'm going to kill Vex. But yeah.
Wow, it's just like Destiny.
The customization for your costumes is still there, and you get tons and tons of options from the shop. Each of the 4 players, of course, can customize it to themselves. And the game overall seems really pretty and really great, and I love it, and I'm really looking forward to going back and playing it. Yeah, I don't know what else to say for now, other than I got this cute mascot sack with the PS4 limited edition. It was fun.
Look at him.
Look at him. The shipment got delayed by 1 day.
Yeah, seemingly like all retailers in our area had that problem.
Yeah, so we couldn't get the limited edition on its actual launch day. We had to get it the next day. And it was funny because when I went in to get it, you know, the person's like, "Oh, I'm sorry it was late. You know, that sucks. Shouldn't have happened. Here's a $10 gift card." And I'm like, "Oh, wow, thank you. You know, it's fine. It was a busy launch. It really sucks for everyone else who pre-ordered this exact edition of this game." And then the person working the counter is like, "Me." I'm like, "What?" And she's like, "I'm the only one." So it's just you and me. We're having the conversation right now of, yup, wish we had this yesterday. But yeah, no, it's a really, really cute game. Really cool cutscenes. Really looking forward to playing more of it because it's so cool to see a craft aesthetic like that, so hi-fi. Like, you see these fine fibers coming off a Sackboy.
Yeah, it's kind of scary how many fibers the Sackboy has.
Not only that, like, there was a denim jacket, so of course I got it. But the denim jacket had, like, a tear in it, if I remember correctly, and there was even fluff coming out of that. Like, I think that was that. I don't know. But it was, like...
I think you're thinking of the tear that Miles' jacket got.
I'm not sure anymore, but there was so much detail on Sackboy in the close-up shots that it was unsettling. I was like, this is incredible. This man looks real. This is stupid. Like, I never expected Sackboy to have those tiny, absolutely nearly microscopic, translucent fibers, where when the light's behind it, it just slightly shines through. It's nuts. But yeah, that game looks cool.
Yeah, I'm excited to play more of it too.
Unfortunately, I hear the online's not available at launch. I heard that got delayed slightly. So I don't know. If that's important for you, then there's that. Astro, we should be brief with because we're going to do the Astro Playroom Spoilercast.
Yeah.
Yup.
So I'll go ahead and time this segment, and we'll make it a free-for-all for whoever yells shit.
I just have one thing to say about it.
Okay, well, you got to wait.
Okay.
I'm going to start this timer. And the moment it goes off, we can't talk about it anymore. Because this is an insane gimmick.
Yeah, I love insane gimmicks.
Okay. I'm going to give us 3 minutes to talk about it.
Okay.
It's going to be a free-for-all. And that's starting in 3, 2, 1.
Astro Playroom is basically the closest thing to a religious experience for PlayStation you can have.
That is correct. You think you have reverence for maybe PlayStation things, or maybe you don't. You understand it immediately when you pick up an 8 megabyte Magic Gate PS2 memory card.
Yes. It's really incredible. In the Memories Meadow, you actually get to see my Memory Stick Pro Duo and Memory Stick Pro built into the Meadow.
God,
They're just upside down, embedded into the ground. A really fun game, super incredible. I'm glad the speedrun stuff is there for some longevity for myself.
Mhm.
That game was only like 4 to 5 hours.
My first artifact I obtained was from a capsule machine, and it was a PSP Go.
Yes! It's really cool, too, because you can interact with stuff like that to like flip open the screen and close the screen.
And when you're in the hub, you boot the game and it boots it, and it went da-da-da-da-da. I almost came.
Yeah, no, every single console makes the proper boot sound, and it's really cool. There's such a nice authenticity and earnestness in its homages to PlayStation products, PlayStation games that are associated with PlayStation.
Yes.
So you get like
Games
Metal
you would
Gear
have played on it.
Yeah,
Yeah, they did everything.
it's good.
DMC3.
I'm hoping to see new versions of all those games they reference.
Oh yeah,
You can find a la carte in a coffin.
yeah,
Yes.
no, it's really good.
Fucking Vib Ribbon.
It's like, oh man, it's so good.
The music is also amazing.
I guess since we're all grabbing one reference, that's our favorite. Jumping fucking Flash.
Yeah, but I just saw him flying around. I was like, oh no.
I was like, oh, it's my boy.
Yes.
He lives. So good. So good.
Monster Hunter. That was one of the first ones I saw. And
Yes.
I went, whoa, they really fucking went in.
And the music in this is such good music. You know, it has,
SSD.
yeah, the SSD. And it's really, really good. 44 seconds, gentlemen. Any last things you want to get in here instead of in the spoiler cast? I think this is one of the strongest launch titles ever, and the fact it's free with the consoles, incredible.
Yeah, if you have to play this game if you bought the PS5.
Yeah.
You have no excuse not to. I don't know if you're putting it off. You're like, oh well, I am buying this for Spider-Man. No, play this here for sure.
Yeah.
It did the Nintendo gimmick platform better than Nintendo does.
Yeah.
And also at 4K. It showed an extreme mastery of every single gimmick it tried to show at you. It feels just like immaculate. It feels so much fun.
And the haptic feedback and the adaptive trigger stuff is really incredible. Okay, and that's time. So that was the Astro's Playroom 3 minutes. Now we got to talk about Demon's Souls, where I have no opinions because I didn't even play it.
Right.
That
and
much.
Everyone has opinions but me.
Yeah, I played a decent chunk of this. I got through the first 2 bosses and unlocked the second area.
I've cleared a few bosses.
I was surprised by going back to this one. It felt like there were no checkpoints, no even loop arounds back in those whole first 2 bosses.
Oh yeah, some areas don't have a loop, like because it's a hub. So it's like 1-1 to like 1-3 or 4 or whatever. The second part of the first area, the Boletarian Palace, there is no way to loop back. Like that second area with the second boss, which is the Tower Knight, you just have to run through like a 3-minute section, which is kind of like a gauntlet with like a dragon like burning bridges and stuff. And I was like, surely there's some way to get. No, there is not.
No.
Yeah, I was glad the Tower Knight ended up being kind of easy. Otherwise, I'd been really upset.
Yeah, yes. Thank God it's a complete like joke gimmick, because Demon Souls, for people who don't know, has the largest amount of non-standard gimmick bosses.
There's so many. It's almost every single one.
Yeah. It's like only in certain specific
fact,
like hype fights
like,
that have the more like epic fight. Like say the Flame Lurker, where that's
the
the
Flame
standard people.
Lurker.
Yeah.
The Penetrator. That's what he's called. I didn't make him up.
Yeah, no, I understand.
The Penetrator's very cool.
He is very cool. I think that's it.
Yeah,
I
one
think,
of the last.
not counting the quote unquote last boss. The last real boss is also like that. But yeah, there's not very many. It's like even ones where it's like, this is kind of a normal fight. There's some sort of gimmick, like the one that's blind.
I mean,
Yes.
I think that's cool because the combat in these Souls games isn't like super deep or great. So having a gimmick around the fight probably makes more sense.
Especially not in Demon Souls. where I forgot. Oh yeah, a lot of weapons are just bad and you shouldn't ever use it.
I was also surprised there isn't a falling attack. Like, I guess like out in Dark Souls 1 where you drop down and you
There
can do
isn't
an
a
attack.
jump.
Yeah, there's no jump
not even-
either.
I love they did a lot of animation flourishes in this, or just gave stuff cool animations where you can parry things and then you riposte to do like a one-hit KO most of the time.
Yeah.
And every weapon has its own one, and someone's like, do fists. So I took off my weapon, I did it. You go in, you do 3 hard punches to the face and then an uppercut. And it's the most satisfying shit in the world. The katana has the most anime. You go behind them and stab.
I need to find a katana. I assume that's a
Yeah.
dexterity weapon. That's what I've been rolling.
Yeah, I'm rolling dex magic.
Just hanging out with my bud.
I love being strong.
Yeah, I decided to pick something different because I'm like, I can't just play the game the exact same way every time at the start. I need something different.
I feel weird how little armor seems to be dropping. Like, I've been playing it for a decent chunk, and I haven't gotten a helmet or gloves I can wear yet.
Yeah, Souls
it
games
depends.
usually give you like entire sets of armor at once. Like you find a guy who was wearing it when he
Right.
died, and then you get it all.
Yeah, I found a bunch of those where it's like, I found the cover art set, I found the thief set. I fought the fat officials, which are the weird clown men who rub their tummy now and just laugh at you and throw fireballs. I've gotten him to drop like I think his chest and his gloves.
Dan, that doesn't look safe.
No, it's fine. See?
Okay.
Ha.
All right. All
Yeah.
right.
Okay, trust in him. He knows what he's doing.
Besides, if it falls over and it gets destroyed, it's just the TNG movies. Who gives a shit?
Yeah, we can just go in as a hammer. And
Yeah, we
finish
just
the job.
we watched them. We're good. Mission accomplished.
The contract has been sealed.
But yeah, this is the best feeling Souls game ever.
Mm-hmm.
Like, just how responsive everything feels is really nice. It still has a ton of input buffering, though, which I assume is so they want to keep that in from the old game, but it ends up making things feel weird. Like, okay, I accidentally hit the attack twice just because I was trying to mash it out and make sure that attack came out. And then he'll do 2 attacks in a row.
Yeah, they didn't really. This feels the exact same. They didn't change anything with
Yeah,
that. They just made
But
the
the moment
animations and
I
the visuals
swang
are
a
better.
weapon, I was like, "Oh, they didn't change shit."
Yeah, when they kept saying that they just layered a good remake on top of the exact same game code, I'm like, yeah, they definitely did.
Like, oh, I fell for the bastard sword meme again. Because in every other game, that's a good sword. In here, it's like you swing unbelievably slowly, and it doesn't really do a damage to justify that.
Makes the sound of a truck passing by as you swing it.
You see, in most Souls games, the gimmick is you just keep hitting them until they're dead.
Mm-hmm.
You want to manage your stamina to the point where if you can kill them with your stamina bar, keep mashing the trigger. You can't stunlock enemies with the bastard sword in this. It swings so slow they can recover. And it doesn't do damage to justify that. Unlike in Dark Souls, where you get the Zweihander and it eviscerates everything that ever lived.
Because of course I didn't play it, I got to talk about it. This game looked great in trailers and stuff, but I was already kind of prepping myself for this may be the least next-gen looking game that's going to ship on this box. No, that game looks really great. There's so many details and things you just can't even see through YouTube.
It's just an amazing remake. It looks so great at all points.
I made the right choice where they give you the starting classes. I picked the one that starts with magic as well as like the weapon, just because I wanted to see it.
Mm-hmm.
The effects when you shoot like the soul arrow, which is like your main like magic attack, and the sparks just they stay on the enemy. And then like the thing of like them screaming in pain as they turn to dust from your magic, and I'm like, this is absurd.
Yeah, when you get the item that lights your sword on fire, it was like, oh my god, this looks insane.
Yes.
Yeah.
It looks so different that multiple times I spun around like, where am I? I'm not the most familiar with this game. Like, it's the one I played the least of like the 4 Demon Souls through Dark Souls 3. Because it runs like shit and is only on PS3. But it's like, where am I? And then I find a Red Knight guy and just backstab him over and over again as he does nothing and becomes a crying Wojak. I'm like, oh, it is the same game after all.
See, I keep looking at these environments and I'm like, I'm struggling to imagine the FromSoft version of this environment.
Yeah, I would love to play this game with like a side-by-side comparison the whole time. That would be amazing.
They're like a new update for Demon Souls. It plays the original picture-in-picture.
You know what? I would like it if they updated to be like, you can just play the original at a good frame rate in 4K. Do direct comparisons.
Come at me, bro.
Now, I may be wrong, but in the intro, they give you like a nice idea of the world and stuff. And that was also in the original. But then the narrator, I don't know if it was in the original or not, she just starts naming a bunch of characters over and over again. And I'm like, did they add this because there's no loading screens anymore?
Eric literally said that during the stream. Yeah. He was like, they're doing this because they don't have load screens to do it during.
Because all the loading screens were like a character with their name on it. It's like no one's gonna. You need that so people know who Garl Vinland is.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to that game. I don't know what I'm gonna play next. I've got things pulling me in all sorts of directions, like Bug Snacks.
Oh yeah,
probably hit up Miles. That's not too long.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking because Bug Snacks could be longer than Miles.
I just did it in 2 sittings.
Yeah, that's also what I did with Miles because it's not that long.
So we're gonna combine that and Bug Snacks into one death stream, right, Bob? Because obviously they're both shorter experiences.
Correct. Both of them have a similar tone.
That part where a burger started running at Miles, yelling "Bunger, Bunger, Bunger," really scary.
Yeah, that was Rhino.
Rhino runs at him yelling "Bunger, Bunger." Bunger's so good.
Yeah, no, all the Bug Snacks having their own voice is really good.
Yeah, it's nuts how smart the designs are and how funny the voice acting is. It nails it.
It's like it goes further than
it's gonna be hard playing that and seeing Cromdo Face at all.
I know, right?
Yeah, no, Cromdo Face will kill me.
When a fucking reviewer's like, I was a big fan of Cromdo Face, and I was like, fucking no, don't fucking talk about him.
The Denizens all have great performances. My favorite in particular is Cromdo Face, and I'm like, clip tweet. I have to. The amount of people replying to my tweet going, what do you mean Cromdo Face is real?
Yeah, no, it's insane. Yeah, he's that other character from Bloodborne. The Battleborn.
Okay, I was like, no, you're thinking of Warface, Bob. Warface is
now
from
I was thinking,
Battleborn.
wait, is the lore now that the final secret character of Bloodstained is Warface?
Oh my god, that would be good. Jesus Christ. Bug Snacks is delightful, everyone.
But
it-
also
I'm
horrifying.
excited to play it.
I wish the PS5 had variable refresh rate like the specs sheet says it does, because it just runs a little bit south of 60. Like it's like 55.
I blew people's minds getting Bug Snacks, where I went, guys, look, here's the app of the store. Down, PlayStation Plus. Click. I own 3 games now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know. It's so good that they have the PlayStation Plus collection and the PlayStation Plus tier, like tag of the menu.
They just
so
put
you
them
can
at the
just
top
look at
on PS Plus, where
Yeah.
free game, left, middle, right, and then you just do
It's
10 seconds to get all
like,
3.
guys, we're not saving time exclusively on load times with this system. We're saving time on every step of playing a game. Like booting the game, loading the game, buying DLC, buying a game, downloading free shit.
Yeah. It's very nice.
I did that transfer of like 180 to 200 gigs, and it took me like 25-30 minutes.
Yeah. Feels good. Feels good, man.
Yeah.
Well, I think that may do it for our games. Is there anything anyone else wanted to mention?
I really hope they patch DMC5 SE desperately.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, the
'Cause
load
I've-
times in that are insane though.
Yeah, because I want to play it, but my TV apparently supports some form of 120 FPS. So it just forces me to have to play in 1080p, and I don't want to play that way.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's fair.
That's messed up.
It's weird that Sony did this.
Even if you turn off high frame rate mode, it does this.
Anytime I boot it, it just forces it in.
Yeah, that's so weird.
Yeah, Sony
Have you
designed
tried
their-
like turning it off?
Because
turning it on,
high
like-
frame rate was off. It just boots it and boots the whole OS into it until you close the game. Then the display resets to 4K again.
So,
Man.
do you have your default set to performance on the PS5 level?
That's what I was gonna ask.
Look, I have to look. I have it up here.
Okay.
I don't even know where that is.
Because maybe changing it to the opposite would let it.
Maybe.
Not-
Where is
that.
where is that even in? Like setting my resolution?
Yeah.
settings and preferences? I think.
Yeah, that sounds
I'm
right.
booting it right now to check.
We will figure this out now, because if I could, not have to deal with this, it'd be great.
Yeah. But Bob, talk about the load times.
Yeah, the load times are insane. You hit the shop button, you're in the shop. It's instant.
That's scary.
Yeah,
It's good.
it's so good.
It was shocking to see.
There's even an option to like turn off the thing.
What?
'Cause they added.
Look at me clicking HDMI 4. We all know PS5 is on HDMI number 1.
God. There's an option to turn on and off a feature where you have to hit an X button to continue past the load screen. When you turn that off, it's just the game fades out and then you're in.
Yeah.
Like, it's crazy.
It's so fucking... It's unreal.
Yeah, I want to play more of it, but there's all these other things. I played DMC5 before, so it's hard for me to justify.
Okay, KZ. Save
Yes.
data in game/app settings from underneath
All
your
right.
settings. Game presets.
Okay.
Performance mode or resolution mode. Do you have anything set there?
Game default.
Ah, damn it. Try setting resolution
Yeah, maybe that'll do
and
it.
then boot it.
Okay, we're doing I'm booting it now.
See, this was a good thing we did this live, so that way we have enough time to just and then people go, well, of course this big thing isn't as tight. It was a live episode.
Right?
Yes, naturally.
I do appreciate that for villains like Eric, you can set first person and third person views to inverted or not inverted. However-
No, it still boots me in 1080p.
Damn it. Yeah, they need to patch
Yeah,
that
they need
for
to patch
sure.
it.
I immediately held the button to look at the UI, and the UI immediately becomes blurry and bad, and all like the thin, like looking at the clock, because they use the really thin font for 4K,
Mm-hmm.
it looks all crunched.
Oh. Ugh.
One day.
That's unfortunate. Last story when it comes to COD. I thought I had a good idea. I was like, chat, we have to sit here and wait for these PC gamers and Xbox gamers to fucking load this map. This sucks. Fuck this. I can figure this out. I'm just going to set it so I won't play crossplay. And then I boot the game, like the match starts, and it's still taking a while. And I went, shit, right, PlayStation 4.
yeah, we're still stuck with those last gen PS4 guys.
I totally. I was like, God damn it!
Oh my god! I just realized.
Dan, why are you downloading this?
Anytime we record a podcast, I have to turn off my console because it's too loud.
Not anymore, my friend.
I've had it running the whole time.
Yeah, the PS5's really quiet.
I've just been grinding Demon Souls materials while doing this. Going through the same hallway over and over again to get grass.
I just started Fall Guys on downloading just to see, because someone said there might have been an update today and no one knows what it is. So I'm going to check out exactly what's up with that. It's only going to take 5 minutes to download on the PS5.
You know, not much news happened this week. Is there any last-second news articles that popped up while we were recording?
No, we're not doing that live.
No. Okay.
We're not doing that live. We could do that.
No.
We could do that in a recorded episode because we can cut
allowed.
out minutes of silence.
Okay.
No, there's nothing.
That's a completely different thing.
Great.
See, look at Phil being irresponsible, trying to ruin this podcast.
So, with that said, I don't know. I may check out some more third-party stuff for the PS5. Target allegedly has a buy two get one free deal, so I could get Assassin's Creed, Watch Dogs, and one other thing. I think it's going for one whole more day, but maybe I'm wrong. It's gonna be close. I don't know. I'll have to look it up. But yeah, Bob, what do you think you're jumping into next?
I'm probably gonna pick up or do Miles. I just got it installed before we started the podcast. I feel like that's probably gonna be over faster than Demon Souls.
No way.
Yes. I know, right?
KZ, what game are you jumping into next?
It's probably going to be Demon Souls, because I finished Miles and I finished Astro, though I'm going to be going back and forth because I want to get the plat.
Dan's going to stop you from doing anything about Astro speedruns.
Oh no, I've given up on like Mountain Run because it took me like an hour and a half to finally get that to a specific time. And then he beat it again in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
I thought he just gave up, and I was like, okay, that's fine. This is as far as I push myself. And KZ's like, you need to go one step further.
No, I did not say that. I literally posted a video saying, I'm done. And the one before that was literally, please stop.
I uploaded a video and I was like, here's my speed run. This is probably the best I could do. And I'm like, it's okay, guys. I'm better. Just kidding. I'm even faster now.
Jesus.
But yeah, Astro's flavor speed runs I'm probably going to go back to a bit before doing Spider-Man. But, you know.
In the time between me going to bed this morning to this evening, I dropped from rank 55 on that run to rank 73 or something.
Yeah, it's not
calm down. So lots of people coming in.
Yeah, it's a little scary. It's a little scary. Theo, what game do you think you're doing next?
I'll probably swap back and forth between Demon Souls and Bug Snacks, because I definitely do want to go through Bug Snacks.
My mountain run is now at 78th in the world.
Jesus.
I was like 52 when I went to bed.
And at some point, I'm just going to play Killzone Shadowfall, because we got to get on that.
I have a lot of games to play. I don't know that Killzone Shadowfall Spoilercast will be happening in the next 2 weeks.
Right.
But feel free to dip your toe in and go, oh, yeah, maybe we should reconsider.
Maybe we should back down.
Agarus watching us from afar.
No, there's no backing down. We ran that bit into the ground. It has to be buried now.
True.
Okay.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fine. Well, I think
when we put a bit to the ground, it has to get a funeral.
Well, I think that's going to do it for this episode of Big Things to Mention, which means... One moment. I got this. It'll be fine. Hydro.
Okay.
Come on.
You got this.
Here we go. 1 second.
Hydrosity, yeah.
It's a little bit later in this song. Can I get a little bit later? Okay. And then we go, ha 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 ha, and then it cuts in this music, and then I go, thank you for listening to this episode of The Big Thing to Mention. This episode was possible thanks to your support over on patreon.com/gbpodcast, where you could get access to all sorts of exclusive content and become a podlord today.
Oh, I got a drink.